Today, you're not just learning a speedrun, you're learning a way of life, a path to fulfillment. Thank you for choosing MediEvil as your speed game. Let's go. Let's dive into the run. There's a tutorial for MediEvil. Any percent, no DGS. Best category, of course. Best way of doing any percent, if you ask me. A lot of stuff to cover. I'll put timestamps, happiness, all that. And what do you need for this game? You need, first of all, you need the American version of the game, because of course European version is too slow and Japanese version is weird. Being it the latest release of the game, I wouldn't really trust it. There are things that don't seem to work the same, and you probably didn't even know that Japanese MediEvil is a thing. So okay, American version. Also, you need a controller with analog stick and D-pad. You want them to be very reliable because you're going to switch back and forth between stick and D-pad. It's mostly played on analog, but you want to have a good old D-pad that you can trust. And the run is the same for emulator and console, with a very little exception that we're going to discuss at the end of the run. So that if you want to run on console, if you want to run on the emulator, is the same tutorial, same tech. For emulation, you want EPSXE 2.0.0. The version matters. You want all those zeros for sure. Otherwise, you're going to have problems. And you want to disable the HLE option in the emulator, and that also is important. I would probably forget about explaining it, but it doesn't matter. So let's go. You also need happiness, and you also need to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a happy comment for anybody who's reading it and who's going to have a better day thanks to your comment. Then you want to jump on Twitch, drop a follow, and show up on the next stream. Let's go. I stream on Twitch. Yay. Okay. Okay, let's start by explaining some stuff. So MediEvil is a game with some tech. All right, high skill ceiling, close to no RNG. Pretty fun run. We're going to discuss to explain all the stuff as we go throughout the game, throughout the run. But you can see there is stuff. There is big tech, of course, which is like the major skips, major big ass things that we do in the run that we're not supposed to be doing. Small tech that is like more common or easier, simpler, smaller, but that may or may not be a foundation for the big tech, as we will be able to see. And then we have the no tech, which is stuff we're not going to do in this category, and I will explain that as well if I can, or not. No, probably I will. All right, the route. I will assume you are familiar with the game, so I will not explain how the game progresses, but okay, let's be very quick here. You start around here on the Crypt, then you go to the cemetery, then you go Cemetery Hill and Mausoleum, return to the graveyard, and this first section is linear. You just do these stages in this order, and there's no other way. Then the path branches, and you can either go up to Enchanted Earth or right to Scarecrow Fields. I will do that. There's a tiny little debate, I guess, on where to go. You can choose. I guess you can choose. Feel free to choose, but I will go for the reasons I will explain. I will go to Enchanted Earth first. Then I will unlock immediately pools of the Enchanted. Why? How? You may ask if you know how the game works. We're not supposed to be unlocking pools now. Yeah, I will explain that. I unlock pools. I don't do pools. I instead go back to Enchanted Earth and do Scarecrow Fields. And then we have two more branches. You have the two Dragon Gem routes, all right? So you have a Dragon Gem over here inside the Asylum and one down here in Pumpkin Serpent. You have the Pumpkin route and you have the Asylum route. I do the Asylum route first. I will explain this as well. And then I do the Pumpkin route. Then I go back all the way up here, do pools. And then we have the final stretch of the game: Pools, Lake, Crystal Caves, Gallows Gauntlet, Haunted Ruins, Ghost Ship, Entrance Hall, Time Device, Best Stage in the Run, and Zarok's Lair. Reason why we cannot skip stages, mandatory stages in this category. It's a rule. You're not allowed to skip any stage except for end case, which is like a secret / optional stage, but all the mandatory stages are to be done without skipping them entirely, and this is a rule that helps separating no DGS from true any percent, because in any percent we skip the Dragon Gem routes, so Scarecrow Fields, Pumpkin Gorge, Pumpkin Serpent, Sleeping Village, Asylum Grounds. Inside the Asylum we skip 6 stages because we do a thing called DGS with different means, it depends on you, and we can skip the Fire Gate over here in Gallows Gauntlet, for which we are supposed to have the dragon armor, which we obtain by summoning the dragon in the Crystal Caves with the help of the Dragon Gems. But since we don't have the Dragon Gems, we cannot summon the dragon here, and we cannot get the dragon armor, so we cannot technically progress. Like, you cannot reach the end game without going through the Fire Gate in Gallows Gauntlet. But there are ways to go through it without the dragon armor, and that is called DGS, Dragon Gate Skip. Currently there are a couple ways to do so. One is the knockback, one involves knockback dash, and one involves rune smuggling, and I will probably not explain them. We don't do those here. Don't mind about that. Okay, so this is the route. Okay, let's jump into the game. We will just watch a playthrough. I will stop, explain, slow down as we need, and I may take some breaks to explain and show some more specific tech. But let's start. A time starts when you hit a new game. And time. I have input display, so you can check my inputs. Oh, also, my controller is funny, or my adapter is funny, so I'm using a DualShock 1 controller, but the USB adapter is a weird guy, so it doesn't distinguish between D-pad input and analog input, so it's all translated into analog input, which means you're going to see only the analog stick moving. You're never going to see the D-pad in my input display, but I will make sure to point out whenever I switch to the D-pad and how I switch to the D-pad, because there are moments where I use the D-pad, but you will not see it. Then script, first stage of the game. We just start, we skip some cutscenes. When you hit new game, a cutscene will play, but now when the screen goes black and you just wait like a second or a little less, you start pressing start. You can see it in my input display. You just press start or X. You don't have to mash, and you will skip the cutscene, and as soon as you see the loading image, you can release the input safely. So we start, we skip the dialogues. Now we grab the sword to the left, there you go, and we go for the star rune over here. This one. There's a little movement, I call it turn jump. Let's see it again. So check the input. I'm going to press circle and switch direction on the analog with a specific timing, and I do this to skip an animation. So when Dan is running around and you switch the direction abruptly, like you do like a 180 direction switch like from forward all the way to backward, Dan will do like a hard stop. He will like stop in place and then turn, and we don't want that. To skip that animation, we jump, and while jumping we turn to the next desired direction. So I grab, as soon as I grab the star rune, I go down, look at that, go down and then jump, and he skips the animation and we can continue. Oh, so we continue, we grab the first bottle right there, and we exit the stage. Quick pause. The bottle route. So when in this speedrun, we don't have time for healing items, for which are mainly the life bottles, which extend your life. There are different ways of approaching it. You can grab more or less bottles. I will show the 2 bottle route, which is like the bare minimum, going through the entire game with only 2 life bottles. But I will tell you whenever you can grab an additional bottle. Like I will stop and say, yo, you can grab a bottle here. And I recommend starting when you're starting runs, when you're getting into the game, I recommend picking up like 4, even 5 if you can. Like maybe 5 no, but like 4 is a nice comfy number of bottles. I recommend grabbing those. It's safer, and it saves you some headaches. You at the start you want to build your muscle memory, you want to build consistency and confidence. You don't want to care about health management that much. That will come later. Also, you want to save in before key stages. I will point that out as well. Load screen, you split whenever you want between stages, doesn't matter, and we go for the graveyard. So graveyard is just movement. We run around, we try to avoid bumping into zombies, and you can see there that I'm doing little adjustments, little camera adjustments. I'm just pressing very quickly R2 and L2, and that helps pointing the camera left or right depending on where you're going. Nice jump there on the hand rune. Nice turn jump there after the chaos rune. You can see there. Hold up. On the way back, I'm pressing R2, I think. No, I'm not. I pressed it a little bit. I press R2 a little bit to adjust the camera, to force it to stay there instead of going on the opposite side. And that really helps. Also, I'm doing what is called super sword. You saw I killed those guys like with 1 hit. Look at that. Okay, no, not that one. Maybe this one. No. That one. Okay. So you're not supposed to be able to kill these guys with only 1 slash. What I'm doing there is called super sword. So there are weapons for which we have super attacks, which are unintended attacks, of course, where you do like a normal attack, for example, and you deal more damage than what you're supposed to. So for example, here I'm using the sword, which is supposed to kill these guys in 2 hits. With normal attacks, I'm doing what looks like a normal attack, but it actually deals much more damage, and it is enough to one-shot the zombies. It's not necessary by any means. You can just go through them, pressing square quickly to just space them out and move around. But it's cool. It's cool to learn this the timing for the input, and and that's it. So what's the timing? You press, you first press square which is the charged attack button, and then you press X immediately after, and this will, with the right timing, this will cancel the charging animation. You'll do a normal attack, like a quick one, but for whatever reason the game will think, oh no, this needs more damage, so it will deal more damage, and we can see it now. We just do a jump there. See how I bounce off the rune stands to just move a little more quickly. Okay, check out the inputs now. Just get closer, square, we're actually starting to charge the attack. We don't even see the animation, but we are charging the attack. And then X, and then does a normal attack, but you can see, look at that. You can see the charging particle right there, like the purple lines right there, which means like the game is desperately trying to charge, but is instead forced to do a normal attack, and that one-shots the zombies. Let's continue. Next up is the angel. We do 3 hits on the angel. The angel controls which gate is going to be open. As soon as we get the 3rd hit, we go for it. We do this specific line around the tombstones, and we grab the 2nd life bottle. That's it. No more life bottles for the rest of the game in this route. Again, feel free to grab optional bottles. What to do here is a chest boost. Watch it. Boom. Okay. So when you open up chests, you get pushed away from them. Okay, and that's what we do with the while approaching the chest. We do a jump, and in midair we do an attack, which for the small swords results in a kind of a poke attack. We poke the chest opens. It takes a little while. In the meantime, we get past it, and we get pushed away while moving away from it. So we gain some extra speed. It saves like a second. It's just very nice. You don't have to do it if you don't feel comfortable with it, of course. All right, 3rd stage, Cemetery Hill. This is where things get a little more techy. This is a very technical stage in terms of movement, and we have a clip as well. So we want to get to the exit as soon as possible because it's any percent, but we have to first grab the witch talisman that we're going to need in later stages. So like that's the only limitation in this stage. Move around, we kill that guy, then we do the clip here. There you go. Okay, let me go back. Hopefully that works. Yes, that works. So watch it. Around here, I will jump. I'm not jumping very close to the wall. Look at that. Look at that. I could be closer. See how much there is between Dan and the wall. You want to clip inside the corner over here between the where the fence meets like the column, the arc here, the stone arc, and you want to clip while landing from the jump, because when you're landing, I guess your velocity is going down, and for whatever reason that allows then to clip in the specific situation. So you do the jump. There you go. You make sure to hug. Look at the analog movement, the analog stick direction, and you want to press against. Look at that. You press against it. You press against the wall, against the corner. You are inside it. You keep going up left until you're pushed outside. You can also jump here. I like to do a jump while I'm clipping, just to get pushed away, to get pushed outwards on the other side. Oh, nice. Okay. And then we grab that nice artifact. Let's see it again. Nice. Now we hit the chest, jump to avoid the bounce, grab the club, and we get out. You're going to see the club a lot because we don't grab any chalice, so we cannot access any of the weapons from the Hall of Heroes, and the club is very relevant and to the run. It's like a hammer but with a more generous hitbox, so it's easier to one-shot enemies, all right, compared to the crappy hitbox of the hammer. The only limitation is, of course, the durability. You can see like the number in the top left corner. This tells you how many hits you have left. Every hit takes 1% away from this number, and you're going to see that whenever I can, I do either a jump bonk or a bonk jump. What I'm talking about. So Dan can do attacks in midair, all right? And I want to use that to save percentage for the club, because every hit of the club is 1% away. When you hit the ground, you lose 1%. When you do a bonk to kill a zombie and you are grounded, you hit the zombie and the ground, so you do 2 hits and you lose 2%. You don't want that on the long term. In no DGS we get some refills for the club, but you still want to be conservative with your percentage as much as possible. Also, air bonks are with air bonks it is kind of easier to get the one shots for some reason. So like the club has an area of damage. You have like a sweet spot. If you hit the zombie with a hit within the sweet spot of the club, you're going to get a one shot. But if you hit it on the side, like your club is not touching the zombie's model, but the zombie is still in the area, it is going to get a hit, but it is not going to die in one shot. And again, the air bonk removes some of those shenanigans, and lets you get easy one shots. What's the difference between jump bonk and bonk jump? It's like in Spiral Pog. It's just the order with which you chain the things. You do a jump and a bonk, or a bonk and a jump. I'll show you a nice artifact like that. So that is a bonk jump without breaking things. All right. Oh, okay. I do first the bonk, check the display, bonk. As Dan is doing the bonk, I jump before the club hits the ground. So the club still hits the zombie. It counts as an air bonk, so we get a nice and easy one shot, but we don't hit the ground, so we only lose 1%. And god damn it. We do the same here. We grab that fire by poking at it with square, and we go here, we ignore those guys, we flame that guy. Reason why I like to flame that dude on top of the stairs is that he gets pushed away. We flame, we grab the talisman, Now the zombie is still there, it is still alive, but we pushed it away, so it's not there. It's not going to bother to be a problem. We're not going to bump into it. There you go. Nice. Getting stuck in the corner. You want to be careful with that wall because it has some corners that just stick out. And with the jumps over here, we just get up. Very easy. You don't be. It's okay to bonk to destroy the boulders. And we do a cutscene skip over here. This is called a tree skip. So in this area there is a little happy trigger that triggers the cutscene where these gargoyles say, "Oh no, we failed our master. We're going to commit Sudoku," and they explode. That's like 5 seconds of your life. You don't want that, and you want instead to do this little tree skip to run to move around the trigger. I will show it. Okay, so you do the jump. You can get this from different spots. It's not super strict, but you need to get a feel for it. And again, this is optional. This is an optional tech. When you're starting the run, you're starting with runs. It's okay if you watch the cutscene and you lose 5 seconds. It's all right. Just get through the game. It's okay if you don't learn this little thing now. You don't want to get stuck on the third stage because you cannot get this jump. So now we have the boulder here. It's very funny. The boulder cycle is consistent. It's always the same. The order with which the boulders are spawned. You have yellow and red boulders. But the way the boulders go down is slightly random. Sometimes red boulders will go down the little stairs. Sometimes they will jump over them, and that will change the order with which the boulders get to you eventually. But you don't have to worry about it that much in general. It's okay. Just hug the wall. Just hug these walls, the walls on your right. In this case, and you're good. And if you want to be super safe, you just do jumps when you have the boulders next to you. So now we do a jump over here. We want to get on around here on the tree. So we do jump around that area if you want. We change direction. We jump. We land down there, and we immediately jump again to get up. You can also, I'm pretty sure you can. No, you cannot land immediately on the tree. What am I saying? Okay, you land here, and you want to stand still. Look at me. Look at the input display. I'm not moving in any direction. You want to stand still until Dan goes up. He does that weird stupid animation. If you try and move immediately here, Dan will do a stutter. He will like try to move it. He cannot, and you may fall down. You want Dan to stop. Now he's okay. He's fine. He's doing all right. And you can jump, do a nice jump, and then move to the right. Nice artifact. My God. And you go around. The trigger. You want to go like you're going to land around here. You want to go this way. If it makes you feel safer, you can do a jump. You jump up here. You do a jump and go to the right. Jump. No artifacts. Nice. That's okay. You can see how quickly I can go to the left there. Of course, this again is all about the feel that you develop for the skip. If you go to the left a little earlier, you're going to trigger the cutscene. So like, be safer. Just go to the right a little bit more. It's all right. And then we go out. That gargoyle doesn't have a collider. And split again. Let's go. Next stage is the Hilltop Mausoleum, where we have the first boss. And okay, let's see what happens. We have the club equipped. We want to bonk this final coffin 3 times. Go down. Air bonks. There you go. Bonk jump. You want to break these shards, so that on the way back you don't have to jump over them. It's alright. You do a turn jump there to grab, once you grab the rune. See, and we can just run. You can jump, it doesn't matter. As far as we know, it doesn't really make you go faster, even on slopes. Like it may or may not make you go faster, but like whatever. It's not relevant. You bonk that guy. Oh, you bonk that fucker. So in this stage we have 2 thieves, which are the imps without torches. One is down here. This dude over here. You want to make sure you stay away from them, because they're going to steal your club, and if they steal your club, you have to kill them to get it back immediately. If you lose the club, it's GG. It's GG. You need the club now and in the next stage. You want to keep it. So you can see that I'm not going anywhere close to that guy. I go up the stair. When we enter over here, we bonk this guy as soon as he comes out. The bonk jump, look at that. He's trying to steal the club already. He's doing the jump. We bonk it and continue. Very important. Go here, grab the rune. Back here. Now we go down, and we try and kill the guy here. We try to kill the second thief. Like that. If you want to bonk the imps on your way, that's totally fine. Nice little jump there. You want to be very delicate with the movement here, because like it's very easy. Then it's slippery. It's like a little soap, and you want to do just a little jump to the left to change direction when you're pushing the block. Now we destroyed the hearts, and we have to go all the way back up to the demon, and then we have the boss. Jump up. There you go. Okay, I will show 2 ways of doing this fight. One is the beginner way that I recommend if you are starting now, and one is the pro legendary epic way of doing it. We grab the daggers, we go down here, and we charge. Okay, we charge. We want to do 5 charged attacks now. So the fight will work this way. The Stainglass demon has cycles. Every cycle is him charging an attack, and that's it. He is floating in the air, exposing the heart, and charging his attack, and he is vulnerable right now, so we want to do we want to attack now. Then he does the attack, he goes back down, he moves around and do some attacks. He's not vulnerable right now, and then he goes back in the center and do another cycle. So he goes back up in the air, charge, and the next attack exposes the heart, is vulnerable again. And beginner strat is a 3 cycle Stainglass demon, where in the first cycle we do 5 charged attacks and then as many single daggers as possible. All right, so we do 5 times, and then we just spam 5 times square, and then we spam X. You're going to see that I'm not waiting for the charging animation to be over. I'm waiting for it to be almost over, and it will still count. But that's all right. You can get, if just be safe. What really matters is that you get 5 charged hits, and then spam as much as possible. That's all right. In the beginning, you will not get consistent numbers with the demon's health. We want him to go down to get down to specific numbers, but again, consistency comes with experience and practice. So yeah, first attack, charge, 2, charge, 3, charge, 4, charge, 5, spam. 257 is alright. You can get down to 251. I literally missed one dagger. I was one dagger away from getting like the ideal number, but it's alright. You can still get the 3 cycle very easily. And notice that I'm already charging. I'm keeping it charged from now on. I grab the shield, and I want to go always in the center, because if you go like around here, the demon will try to reach you with a long jump, and that feels very slow, very sluggish. You want to stay around here, and he will do just like jumps to the center and back to the circle, or throw shards at you. When it is done, he goes back up to jump. There you go. 1 charge, 2 charge, 3, a couple single daggers, and now you want to spam. You want to spam square and X at the same time, very quickly, to get to break free from the glass cage, and then you throw 1 or 2 daggers. It's usually 1 or 2 daggers, and you either go down to 104, 108, or 98. 98 is the ideal number here. No, wait, it's 92. 92 is like the best you can get with this strat, and 104 is almost there. It's alright. It's just a couple more single daggers at the end. It's alright. Third cycle, we charge again. We keep it charged, and when he will go vulnerable again, we will do 2 charged attacks, and then only enough daggers, single daggers, down to 2. And I want to try, if you are experienced enough, what is called a key skip. So I will. I'm not getting it here. So I will explain it. You kill it. Okay. So you can see that when the demon dies, he falls to the ground, and a key is spawned where he died, in the center of the arena. But you have to wait. Look at that. You have to wait for the camera, then you grab it. It takes forever. What you can do instead is you can throw the final dagger when the demon is down to 2 or 5 or maybe 6 HP. You can throw the final dagger. Every single dagger deals 6 damage, and you want to jump in a way that makes Den land in the center of the arena as the final dagger hits the heart of the demon. So the demon dies, he falls to the ground, it spawns the key, and you automatically pick it up because you're already there, and that saves a couple seconds, because once you get the key, you get transported out of the stage. Now I'll show you the pro strat. This involves super daggers, and it is faster. It is like a 2 cycle glass demon. Super daggers, it's just like super sword. So we are dealing too much damage with single hits. And this was discovered by Jacobo and Crash, and LalleRuga is the guy who came up with the right timing to do this stuff consistently. Because you're going to see that the timing with the input. You need to for the super sword is just like a one-off thing. Like you do square X and okay, goodbye. With this fight, you have to throw a lot of daggers, and if you want to do the strat, which I don't recommend if you are a beginner, you are going to need basically an unbroken streak of super daggers. So you need the timing to get the timing right. You can make a save state if you're on emulator and try this as much as you want. I have the input display. Let's watch it. We're going to start with one charged attack, which is still faster than starting with super daggers. And there you go. Okay, now we do the super daggers. How do you do super daggers consistently? You do x square. Like a single dagger is x square. You can see we're dealing 15 damage with every single dagger. And we go down to 50. That's a perfect first cycle. You can see that this is incredibly faster. Way faster than the basic strat. But again, don't feel the pressure. You don't have to do this. It is very intimidating for a beginner, I guess. And when you try it yourself and you see you're not getting the numbers, you're not getting the super daggers, that may suck. That make you feel frustrated. It is frustrating to learn, and don't bother. You're just getting into it. You don't need to do that. So let's look at it in slow-mo. Do X, and then for a little while, for like 1-2 frames, I press square as well. And then hold square a bit, and back to X. And it's not like I'll try and show it. Probably will not be easy to show, but okay. It's not like it's not a regular beat, I guess. You're not doing like 1. All right. What I like to do is I like to use my indices, one on X and one on square. Like I put the controller on my thigh just to have like a nice support. In freaking camera. Okay. It looks something like this. The camera is probably not as smooth as I would like, but you can see that it's like a horse riding. You have like a moment. You stay a little longer on the square than on the X, if that makes any sense. All right, give it a try. Again, no pressure. Okay. The video is freaking out from time to time. Let's go. First cycle is done. We grab the shield again. We charge another attack, and this is important. Next, second cycle, since we have lowered the demon's health down to 50. This is the best case scenario, and we're going to do one charged attack, which deals 45. The demon goes down to 5, and let's go. You only need one single dagger, and we're going to do the single dagger with the jump forward, so that we get the key skip. Look at that. Look at the positioning. My reference is here. There's this lighter line in the texture. You want to stay around here. Charge attack, you run, you get artifacts. Fuck this freaking viewer. Yeah, okay, whatever. throw, jump. Of course you didn't see it. Throw, run, you jump, and as you jump, I think it is like, yeah, as you jump you throw, and it will land on the, like you can see Dan's shadow around here on the border of the demon's shadow. That's how you can tell that you got it. You land over there, the guy dies. Look at that. Dan is inside the demon's shadow. That's great. That's a solid key skip. You grab it and you do a quit out. All right. So this is not necessary either. Quick explanation for quit outs. You can skip this if you want. As far as I know, quit outs have been discovered by Noob Killer Roof. What are they? So you can quit out in every menu in the game. Keep this in mind. Every menu in the game has a delay. When you pause the game or open the inventory, it takes a while. It takes like a fraction of a second for it to open up. When you press yes or no on a window, on a dialog window, it takes a fraction of a second to continue, to close and then open another panel and whatever. It's a very weird interface. And what we do here? What do we do here? With quit outs, when you quit out, when you select quit from the pause menu, the game teleports you to the main menu scene, which is like another map. It's like every stage is a map. The main menu is a map on its own, but there are situations, there are circumstances under which the game is told by other code, and this is just me reverse engineering it, me trying to explain this, trying to find an explanation. So I may be wrong, but the game is told in some cases to teleport you to another map, which is not the main menu. For example, in this very case, when you grab the key, a piece of code is executed and tells the game, look, load the game map, the map. All right, because once you get the key, you get teleported out of the stage, and you go to the map and you can select the next stage. With quit outs, what you do is actually just a wrong warp, if you want to put it in Dark Souls terms. And wrong warp being you force the game to warp you to the unintended place, unintended map, unintended area. So what you do is quit out. You select the quit option from the pause menu, but when you do it, the game has already been told to teleport you to the game map. So you do the quit out, but for whatever reason, the order to go to the game map is still there. So the game doesn't listen to the quit option telling, look, that you have to go back to the main menu. No, it still thinks that you have to go to the game map. So when you do the quit out, you go back to the map and you save some more seconds. Keep in mind, this is optional. You just, it's ridiculous, stupid time save. You don't have to do this when you're starting with runs. But yeah, that's it. If you have the right timing, when under some circumstances, you can wrong warp to the game map by quitting out of the game from the pause menu. It's a bit more used in Hundo, I guess. I don't do it because I don't care. And of course, if you are too early with a quit out, you are going to quit out to the main menu and lose the run. And you want to do that. So like it can become dangerous if you are too early, if you are too hasty with your pause. The game is not going to wrong warp you to the game map. you don't want that. So what's the visual cue here for this Quitout? You want to pause and exit as soon as the key goes down here in the left side of the screen. Goes down, pause, exit. And you quit out to the map. And it works when you see that loading screen instead of the one with the now loading text. If you see now loading, it's a GG. Now we have Return to the Graveyard. Let's go. Happy stage. We start by pointing up. We'll go around that zombie on the right side of the bridge. Careful with that tombstone, it's very stupid and nice happy collisions. Just run around, we do some jumps, jump over the zombie, jump over this zombie if you feel nice, feel cool. Some lag over there for whatever reason, it happens. You can see that there you can see that I'm pressing, I'm doing camera stuff again. Look at it. I'm pressing L2 to force the camera to look at the school gate, because if you just leave it on its own, it may rotate backwards, and you don't want that. It's an unfavorable camera angle, so you want to force this angle by pressing L2. You do a jump over here. I'm stupid, don't do what I'm doing. You use the key, you switch, make sure you have the club and equipped, and you do a coffin skip. Okay. Tech. Again, this is a clip, it's called Coffin Clip. That was very, very lucky. How does it work? It's like in Cemetery Hill, so you want to land on a seam between, I guess, meshes, where the physics get weird with your velocity, and it pushes you through the fence there. And this keeps picking up the star rune, which is required to open this gate. Let's watch it again, and then I'll show you maybe the movement. Hit that guy. Okay. I'm stupid. You want to bonk these wolves, because otherwise they will try to kill you when you're trying to jump on the tombstone, and that's annoying. So this tombstone over here, you cannot land on this coffin. You're not supposed to. There's a big collider around these coffins, all right? If you try to jump from the ground on the coffin, you will not be able to do that because there's a collider. But if you manage to jump from the top of this tombstone, you actually get over the collider and land on the collider of the actual collider of the coffin, which is still there for whatever reason. And that works. MediEvil has a lot of very weird fancy geometry, and the colliders are weird as well. Like they have odd shapes basically, and when you have odd shapes, the physics may not work as intended all the time. So you can get you have situations where a lot of colliders intersect with each other, and you can easily clip through them. If you clip from the right side or the left side, you get different outcomes. You get in, you get out, you get between colliders. It really depends. In this specific situation, you want to start from the tombstone. Now, this tombstone has a very odd and stupid collider, and you can easily like try and jump, and you will never, you will not get on top of it. You just keep landing back on the ground because it's that difficult to jump on it. I got it here like immediately because yeah, of course. But you need spacing. Again, you need to jump. If you want to do this on the fly, you want to jump from far away. Look at that. I stopped. No, I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I just do the jump. Yeah, of course. You give it a try. Try and jump while running. And if it doesn't work, you just stop and get back here and try to jump up. You want to aim for this corner, which is solid, and when you see dense shadow on the tombstone, it means you're going to land on it. You land. Notice that I'm released my input. You want to like hop and release. You don't want to keep pushing forward with your stick. You land. As you land, you do a jump to the right, and look, there you go. Jump to the right. You aim for this spot. If you can, you want to aim here because you can get that lucky instant clip. So we are already landing. We're going already down. Like our velocity is down, is going down. So we have the right velocity and we get the clip. Look at that. The clip happens here, right here, and we clip. If you don't get it immediately, you will find yourself on this little area, and you want to keep running towards the fence while doing short hops, like from to the left. I'll show you in a second. You get a clip. Look at that. It's so weird. You get pushed inside, and we can continue. Okay, I will show you now the clip again. So we're in the game. You do this little hops. Look at that. It's very easy to clip. You are inside the tombstone. You just want to get some jumps. Do some jumps until you land, and you can see I'm doing just little adjustments with my analog stick until I land on top of it. And then I do a jump. I first jump and then move to the right. I don't do this. It's not as consistent. You want first to gain some height, so you do the jump and then go to the right. It's not like it doesn't take seconds before you go to the right, but it still like matters. And then you find yourself here. Make sure not to go too much on this side because you get pushed outside of the collider, and then you have to do the tombstone thing again. Look at that. You cannot get on top of it from here, so you just have to do this again. You can land here, and once you're here, you want to do hops from here to the corner between the coffins. Little hops. I like to push just this way. Look at that. With that nice camera until I get it. It may take a while, and there you go, you get it. It really depends. Sometimes you get it immediately, sometimes you don't. Look at that. Oh, I fucked up. Hold on, I want to show you something else. If I don't die. Where am I? Oh, of course, I'm on the wrong side, I guess. Oh, that's very unlucky. I've never been here. There you go. Okay. So if you do this stuff, all right, if you don't want to do this, it's not mandatory. Again, this saves some time and it's recommended, but you don't have to do it. What you can do instead is going up here. Of course, you don't have the dash yet, and the yellow rune is here. Don't mind. How did I got another yellow star rune there? I don't know. Don't ask me. You can drop down here, you open the gate, and you continue. Okay, it's alright. It's totally fine. Again, you don't have to lose your time with this specific trick when you're starting to learn the run. Back to the video. Back to the video. Hello. We'll go down, go to the left, and do air bongs here, or just ignore them. Jump up. You grab that vial, absolutely, and do a nice long jump there to hit the trigger. You open the gate, and now we have the fight against the wolf. Let's freaking go. There's a cool one. You need to master this fight a little bit, because it can go, it can take some time. It really depends. We are aiming for a one cycle wolves, but you may get like a 2 cycle, 3 cycle, 4 cycle. It's all right. I recommend making a save state and try this a little bit. Let's continue. You have 2 wolves, right? One, and they can be vulnerable when they are solid and like now, or invulnerable when they are like ghost-like. Of course, you want to hit them when they're still vulnerable. When they drop down at the end of this cutscene, they will be vulnerable. So what you want to do is go to this guy on the right and do an air bonk as it drops from the pedestal. As it drops from the pedestal, you want to do an air bonk, and then you want to spam X on its freaking body. You want to hug it very, very hard while spamming X to get as many hits as possible. That's very relevant. And as this guy goes invulnerable, this other guy is going to try and attack you, become invulnerable, and you, if everything goes fine as we want to, you're going to do one single hit on this guy and finish the fight. You will notice that you don't really have to get the wolves' health down to 0. It's more about the number of hits that you get right. For some reason, so you get down to like 20 HP and you will win the fight. I don't know, but that's how it works. So you want to get as many hits as possible on the first wolf, on the wolf on the right, so that then you only need to deal one hit to the other one. And if you're super good, if you're incredibly good, or you're doing super club, which I'm not going to explain right now, you can get a half cycle wolves, which is like you just hit this guy and it's over. You gotta be very fast. You basically have to get one additional hit on this guy before it goes invulnerable. Let's watch the fight. It's going to be very, very quick. It's over. All right, let's watch it back. So now the cutscene ends. I do look at that. Dan is going to the left, but I am already aiming to the upright, and then a little bit to the right. I'm trying to take some time. I don't want to get there earlier than I should. As the wolf drops down, I'm going to do a jump. It's a long jump. To jump. Nice fucking artifact. it drops, jump, and you do a bonk. Look at that, as early as possible, because then you have more time to spam bonks on the ground. It's alright if you do ground bonks here, you gotta be fast. And I'm already spamming. Look at that, I'm spamming, trying to get the hits. You'll see that the wolf doesn't flicker, doesn't flash with every hit, but it is still getting hit. Nice artifact. I hate this thing. You do the bongs, you do the bongs, you do the bongs. Look at that, that's still a hit for whatever reason. Then the other guy disappears. He's going to reappear in the vulnerable state. And I go for it. Very late, actually. Look at that. I'm still there. Then it attacks. I hit it. And it's over. Now, pause. Pause, and we skip the dialogue. Once you kill the wolves, you get a dialogue box telling you, yo, good job, you earned the Daring Dash, which is the ability to do dashes, and that's the fastest way of moving around the game from now on. We skipped that dialogue by pausing at the right time, and that is dialogue skip, again discovered by Noob Killer Roof. The timing is not super strict. I listened to the final haul. Look at that. Have a listen if I can. You heard it? As you defeat the walls, they emit a final haul, and as I hear that, I pause. I wait for a few seconds, I guess, like 2 or 3, just to make sure, and then I'm pause, and the dialogue will be skipped. Why do we skip the dialogue? Because the game can only handle one dialogue at a time. And when you talk to a gargoyle, you are opening a dialogue box. So when you get to the gargoyle up here, generally speaking, the dialogue telling you about the Daring Dash is still there, and it is delaying the dialogue with the gargoyle. If you do the skip, you save time, because once you get to the gargoyle, you immediately get the dialogue. You skip it and you get out of the stage. So you wait and pause and get the dialogue immediately. All. Dash, jump, goodbye. Now you want to save right before Enchanted Earth. Why? Enchanted Earth is where things go very, very wild, and we do major skips. All right. So Enchanted Earth, a big explanation ahead. Enchanted Earth is a stage you are supposed to visit twice in the game. All right, you cannot complete it the first time you get there, unless you are you cannot. You're supposed to like do end caves and then do the rest of the game, the rest of the stage. But like if you go now this early in the game, you will find that you cannot access the official exit. It's a stage with 2 exits. One is one completes the stage, one doesn't. And the one exit that completes Enchanted Earth is not accessible. You have to do the Shadow Artifact quest. And the Shadow Artifact is an item that you get in the Sleeping Village later in the run. And so like you're supposed to go now, visit Enchanted Earth, and the game will tell you, look, oh no, you need an item here and you cannot come back later. You do the rest of the game like you play Scarecrow Fields, you have a lot of fun, you visit the Sleeping Village, and you stumble upon this shadow artifact. So then you go back to Enchanted Earth and you're able to finish it, to complete the stage. If you are not able to complete the stage, you can take the fake exit, which doesn't complete the stage. Why does this matter? Because completing Enchanted Earth unlocks pools of the Ancient Dead and the rest of the late game. So you want to complete the stage. You want in order to unlock that part of the game map. And all it takes is for you to exit from the official exit in Enchanted Earth, the one that is currently locked. How do we do that? With a thing called level looping. Again, big explanation, all right? Bear with me. Level looping. I will first explain it and then you'll see it. Okay? So, the game in the game you move around. You have a position in the world, in the game world, which is defined by 3 coordinates, like X, Y, Z, and then it depends on your system. If you have like Y or Z on the vertical axis, it doesn't matter. But you have coordinates, all right? And this is important in video games. Video games like keep track of your position in the world. And specifically for MediEvil, there is a vertical cap, so you can be like, there is a maximum height and a minimum height, and you cannot go lower than the minimum or higher than the maximum. Like you have a vertical gap. And like the world, the game world, the game map, the stage exists inside this range, this vertical range. You're not supposed to get to the lowest point in the map or to the highest. They're completely out of bounds. They're very low and very high. But with level looping, we actually fall out of bounds until we go all the way down to the lowest point. And what happens is when you hit the lowest point, the game teleports you back up. So you have the same horizontal coordinates, you are in the same spot, but you get teleported up, all the way up in the map. And then you fall again in the same spot. In a loop, you're looping vertically. While looping vertically, you can move around the stage and you can land in places in the map or in triggers. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can, if you know what you're doing, fall out of bounds in Enchanted Earth and land, be teleported up in the map and fall all the way down to the exit trigger, to the official exit trigger of the map, which is locked. The exit trigger for Enchanted Earth is in a giant tree trunk with a gate that requires a rune. You can land inside the tree trunk from above and hit the exit trigger, and that will complete Enchanted Earth and unlock pools of the Ancient Dead. And you will not have to do the Shadow Artifact quest. You don't have to defeat the demons. You don't have to do any of that. You only have to do the pools loop. Let's watch it. You can soft lock. You can die. Therefore, save the game now. you want to save. You again, you're a beginner. You're learning the run. You are doing your first playthroughs. You're doing the first attempts. You want to save. You want to finish those runs. So you just save. You take the time loss. I don't care. We don't care. You save, and if anything goes bad in Enchanted Earth, you exit. You reload your save file and try again. It's alright. So now you save. Then go to Enchanted Earth, you skip a cutscene here, skip a cutscene, X or start, it's the same, and we do 3 dashes, 1, 2 with a happy jump, 3, dash all the way here, follow this line, do not be bothered by the frogs. You want to be careful with these lifts over here. They're very soapy, very stupid. If you hit the edges here and here, the lift is going to move backwards. We're going to move back to its original position, because it will think, oh, Dan fell off. I need to go back so that Dan can hop on me again. That's what the lift does. You don't want that. That loses a lot of time. You want to stay here. In the meantime, you're going to get targeted by these frogs down here. And what you can do is hold R1, which locks your direction, and then you can do the crab move. You can like move sideways to dodge the frog's projectiles. It's very stylish. I don't know if I did it here. Let's see what happens. No, you can also jump. I jump. Okay, it's alright. Oh, now before the lift reaches the end, you do a jump here. You land on the lift and then you do the jump. See that? I jump. Make sure not to jump too early, because you're going to fall down, and that sucks ass. If you don't feel comfortable, just wait for the lift to reach the end like a normal person. It's okay. And you land on this platform. Now the lift will move once Dan is on it. Okay, so if you jump on the lift, if you jump from here, if you do jump and land on the lift, it's actually slightly slower than running on the lift, because you need to wait for them to land before the lift starts moving. If you just run on the lift, it starts moving immediately. And then to stop, in order to stop before falling down, you do a jump. You go neutral and you do a jump. I move, jump, look at that, jump, go neutral. And now I'm safe. Okay, now level loops. Oh, you might ask yourself, where do I do a level loop in the stage? You're like, where am I supposed to go? So MediEvil 1 has pits, bottomless pits like this one, this empty sea of darkness. There is nothing down here. If you fall here, you die, and there's no bottom. So it's the perfect place for level looping. You want to fall off into a pit to initiate a level loop. I'll show it first and then go back to it. I adjust myself. Oh, we're looping. It's dark, it's all dark, it's like any day of my life. And suddenly we are out of the stage and we unlocked the pools of the ancient dead. How do we do that? You saw me opening the inventory. that is what is called inventory glitch, which is a thing discovered by Grubau and Derp Princess. It's an ancient piece of tech. I was not there when they came up with this. Actually, I was not there when they came up with level looping at all. I'm very young. So there's a pit here. Okay, there's a pit. If you fall down normally, you die. There's a death trigger, a death plane. If you hit the plane, you die. And you cannot do the level loop. You need to survive and get through the death plane in a way or another. How do you do that? You do that with the inventory glitch. Remember when I said that in this game, every UI element takes time to show up? The same applies to the inventory. So when you press select, it takes time for the inventory to open up. And when you close it, it takes time for it to close. In this fraction of a second, you can still move. And this is the point. This is the point. This is the big thing about MediEvil's UI. It is huge. This thing is fucking broken, and in fact, it's not there in MediEvil 2. MediEvil 2 has instant menus for a reason, I think. But what we do what is inventory glitch? Inventory glitch is opening the menu twice, opening the inventory twice. So what you do is you press select and you open the inventory. When the inventory is open, you press select twice. Pressing select twice will cue the second select input, so the game will know that you pressed select twice. Okay. The game will know that you pressed select twice. So you have the inventory open. You press select twice. The first select makes the inventory close. The second one makes it open automatically as soon as possible. Okay? Okay? Bear with me. You gotta... Hang on. This is necessary. You cannot skip this tech, otherwise you cannot finish the run in decent times. When the inventory is open, then cannot interact with some elements, specifically colliders and triggers. All right. So when the inventory is open, then cannot take damage. It cannot interact with damage colliders. Like if a frog spits at you and the spit hits you when you have the inventory open, you don't take damage. Some collisions are disabled, and the game is not really stuck. It's not stopped. The time is not stopped. You can see that Dan is still moving when the inventory is open. The enemies are not moving. A lot of elements in the stage in the game are not moving. Then it is moving. So physics is still applied to Dan when the inventory is open. This is key. This is essential. You gotta understand this. Dan can fall with the inventory open. The game is not paused. Only some interactions are suspended. When the inventory open, you cannot collide with death triggers. So you can, if you go through the pit when the inventory open, then we'll go through the death trigger without dying. And the death trigger is just a plane. It's just a plane. Once you go through it, there is no more collision with it. So once you go under the death trigger, you don't die anymore. Like there's no collision with the death plane anymore. So you just have to keep your inventory open while Dan is falling. And then you close it and you are level looping. You are out of bounds. You are safe. You are outside of anything in the game map. And you can move around while falling until you reach the exit trigger, you land, you hit it, and you're done. What's the catch? Where's the catch? Where's the catch? What's the problem with this? The problem is that your inputs, your movement depends on where the camera is pointing. It's like left, right, up, back. It depends on where the camera is pointing, how the camera is oriented in 3D in the world. When you are level looping, you saw that before. There is only then, and the darkness, there's only darkness. It's very difficult to tell where you're going. So what we have is setups. Setups are a set of directions and eventually dashes for some stages. So you want to do, for like every level loop in the game has a setup, one or more setups, which are like move to the right until visual cue, or and then switch to upright, or do 3 dashes to the left and then 1 dash to the right, whatever, that kind of stuff. Okay, and you want to learn this setup, so you want to make a save file, a save state here, and try to hack out of it until you get it consistently. This is important. You need to do this. Otherwise, you have to go for the artifact. That takes forever. You don't want to do that. You don't have the health. You don't have the time. You have to learn level loop, and it's important. It's the one thing you have to learn. And setups will let you navigate in the darkness, out of bounds. All the way to your destination. The setup for Enchanted Earth loop is fairly consistent. It's alright. It's nothing bad, and there's plenty of visual cues. So see these clouds. They're flowing in specific positions. They're not moving around. They stand still. You want first to go. That's my setup. Different people do this in different ways. Like Noob has an RTA setup for a task loop that is super fast, and the Chocobo does another slightly different version of this loop. I'll show you my version because that's all I know. I barely know this. And so first of all, I want to grab move all the way to the right. I want to go around here behind this wooden thing over here, and I will wait for the lift to reach this cloud. Once we are at this cloud, I'm going to do the inventory glitch. So select, open the inventory, double select to close and reopen. While the inventory is closed and waiting to be reopened, because it has the second select input queued, you can move for a fraction of a second. And what I'm going to do is jump off the platform to the right. As I jump off, the inventory opens, and when I hit the death plane, the inventory is open and I don't die. So the point with inventory glitch is that you do some key movement while the inventory is closed and reopening on its own. That's the point. You have a fraction of a second. You need to get a feel for this. Okay. Grab move. There you go. Okay, now you wait. Now I move to the edge on the right. I move to the right so that then I walk. Keep in mind, I'm walking here. Okay, you want to walk. You don't want to run. Otherwise, you run off the ledge and die. You want to walk. If you walk, then we'll stumble. Will stutter on the edge and stay on the platform instead of dying, instead of falling down. As you stutter on the edge, the lift says, oh no, Dan fell off, I need to go back. So the lift will change direction and go downwards, and giving you some extra time. That's what I do. You can skip this part, but do it, okay? So I do this. As I stutter, I open the inventory. There you go. I close it, double select, and then move to the right. Fall, and the inventory opens again. Okay, let's watch it again. Very slow, very slow. Now I walk. Then stutters. That's the stutter. Very subtle. The lift changes direction. Look at that. Select. I open the inventory. Inventory is open. I take my time. The inventory is open. It's all right. And now I do select. Select twice. The inventory closes, and now the inventory knows that it has to open again, but it takes some time. It takes some time for the UI. And you can see that I'm already pointing to the right. I'm even keeping select pressed out of muscle memory, I guess. It's not really necessary. I move to the right. And the inventory opens again on its own. As I fall down. You can see the camera shows this part of the stage, and when you see the treasures, you close the inventory with either triangle or select. Oh, I actually press X. Which is faster. I press X and select the shield, whatever. Now we have the setup. So how does it work? For this way of doing the loop, all right, you start with the analog stick. Okay, this is a point where we switch from stick to D-pad. You cannot run automatically with a D-pad. MediEvil controls are weird, so with the analog stick you instantly move, like you instantly run. If you do this, you run, you start running. With a D-pad, what happens is that if you press the D-pad, you look, my input display is thinking that I'm pressing the analog stick, I'm pressing the D-pad. When you press up on the D-pad once, then we'll start walking. If you do a double tap and keep pressing, then runs. Okay, and this is a problem because you want to be running for this loop. It does matter. So you want to start the loop with the analog sticks, and you want to move to run immediately. So when you fall off the edge, you fall off running with the analog stick. What's the problem? The problem is that when you are out of bounds for whatever reason, if you go neutral, which means if you release the input and you're not moving in any direction, when you are out of bounds, you die. So when you are doing the level loop and you are out of bounds, you want to keep moving in any direction. You have to. Of course, there is a specific direction that is defined by the setup for the loop you're doing. So we start going to the right with the analog stick. When the inventory is open, you can actually release the input. So that's your time. That's your moment when you have the inventory open and you're falling down. Before you see these chests, when you're falling off the lift, you want to switch from the analog stick to right on your D-pad and keep pressing right on the D-pad. As you reach the chest, you are fully switched to the D-pad. You're good, you're right, you're safe. You keep pressing it, you close the inventory, and now you're back in normal gameplay, but the game sees that you are moving in any direction and you don't die. So it's okay. Keep that in mind. It's very important. When you are, I may forget about like reminding you to switch from analog stick to D-pad, but that's how you do it. You start the level loop, you fall off an edge while reopening an inventory with a D-pad, and before closing the inventory you switch to D-pad. Okay, so we continue. Now you want to go, once you close this inventory, you want to go to the right until a visual cue appears. I'm going to the right, Dan is pointing to the right. Again, keep in mind the direction you're moving towards depends on where the camera is looking, and you cannot easily tell what the camera is looking at right now because you can see nothing. So at some point Dan will switch direction. It will like there will be like some kind of flicker, and then will rotate to look upright, and that's the visual cue. When Dan looks upright, you switch from right to upright and you hold it. Watch it. Oh, there you go. That's it. And you can see I switched to upright and wait. Then disappears. You hear the feeble sound of Dan hit the ground, landing on the ground, and if you hear the music fading out, you're done. You got it. If the music keeps playing, you soft locked. You landed like outside of the exit trigger, outside of the tree trunk, or even worse, you didn't land at all and you're still looping, and that's, you just reload the game. Let's watch that final part again. Let's look at the visual cue. You fall, close the inventory, move to the right. Look at how Dan is starting to move to the center, towards the center. He disappears. He reappears and rotates. Look at that, look at that, look at that. He rotates. I'm still not changing direction. I'm waiting for a bit. You don't want to switch direction immediately, otherwise you will miss the trigger. There you go. When Dan is kind of stable and it's in his direction, I switch to upright. I keep it. Sound of Dan landing, and you get it. And that's Enchanted Earth, the first level loop of the game. It's a very easy level loop. So we're done with Enchanted Earth, and now it's time to tackle Pools of the Ancient Dead very, very quickly before we go with the gem routes. All right, so you want to save again. You want to save here right before Pools of the Ancient Dead. Why do we do pools first? Why do we do pools before going for the gems? Why don't we just do gems and then go back here and do pools and do the rest of the game? Pools of the Ancient Dead is a run killer. a huge run killer. It used to be even scarier. Right now, it's easy. Right now, it's easy. It's very consistent. But back in days, back when I started, back in 2021, if I remember correctly, we had to do an insanely difficult level loop with a very precise setup to get out of the pools quickly without doing the stuff, because like to get out of the pools you have to collect 8 helmets, and that takes forever. You don't want to do that if you want to be competitive. So you were forced to do the pools loop, the infamous pools loop. In 2022, Jacobo the Chocobo, amazing legendary world record holder, speedrunner on the console, discovered what is now called Jacoghost, and it's a very beautiful, clever thing that happens. I think I will show it first and then try to explain it. Of course, the explanation, like beyond anything beyond explaining the inputs, is just me trying to make you understand what is going on with the game. Okay, it's optional if you want to listen. It's for science. It's just science. And yeah, but what you want to know is that Jacoghost is basically abusing a bug that is present in the PAL version, the earliest official version of the game, and that was quote unquote patched in the NTSC releases. But then Jacobo found a way to make the same bug emerge from with the right circumstances, under the right circumstances. So let's go. Let's start with this. You save and you start. You want to save so that you can retry this. All right, it's always the same. You want to be able to retry. You do some dashes. You go here. You grab this helmet, and you go back up. All the dashes. Oh, never mind. I will explain later. Did you go here? End of the stage. All right, what the heck just happened here? So go back. Okay, so first thing first, the movement that you've just seen throughout the stage is advanced. All the dash jumps, all the fancy lines, all the swag. You don't have to do that. If you're not comfortable with the dash jumps around the stage, don't do those. Just dash or run normally. Okay, it's all right. Just be comfortable. And so what do we do? Explanation time. You can skip ahead if you want to see the inputs, but I have to give you some explanation first. We want to activate a cutscene. All right. When you activate a cutscene, so in the PAL release, there was this bug that you could get in the pools because the situation is very specific. You can in the PAL version, if you die in the water, if you drown, and at the same time you trigger a cutscene like with the Bowman, the cutscene plays, and at the end of the cutscene, when you skip it, when you press triangle, and that's important, we'll come back later, Dan is back on the ground, but he is stuck in a death animation. And the death animation is the one where he is being pulled out of the water, right? And he is floating midair. And in this state, Dan is controllable and immortal. You can move it around, you can dash, you can jump, and you can move until to the exit trigger, and you can float on the water. And that's the key. That's the thing. You can trigger this death state to float above the water and reach the end of the stage. However, this bug was fixed in the NTSC versions. So if you try to do the same in the NTSC version, like you did, you try to when you get to the bowman, there's a trigger in the area before him for a cutscene where he is introduced. If you do a dash jump and you fall in the water while hitting the cutscene trigger in midair, on the PAL version you trigger the cutscene as Dan dies, and then you have the death animation glitch, and you can move around. In the NTSC versions of the game, this doesn't work, so you still die and trigger the animation, the cutscene. But when the cutscene is over, Dan keeps dying. He dies for real, and then gets back on the ground and resurrects, and it's all the same, and you didn't get any bugs. So they fixed it. But you can still get the same behavior, the same bug of the death state, the death glitch, the Jacoghost actually, in a different way, which is what we do now on NTSC, and it involves, as you saw, and as I'm going to show again very slowly, it involves inventory glitch. So let's watch it. Dash jumps. You grab it. Okay, things start happening now. I do this jump off this ledge to land in front of the bowman, and what I want to do is I want to get to the edge, very close to the water. Then I do an inventory glitch. So remember, select, open the inventory, double select to close and automatically reopen it. And while it is waiting for reopening, I fall in the water. I move to the right very quickly as possible. And then the inventory opens as Dan drowns. Dash jump, close to the ledge, die. Okay. As you saw that when you die, you have the skull, the red skull image being flashed out. Okay. When that disappears, Dan is pulled out of the water, and you can see that it is happening right now. It's starting right now. As this is happening, so right, like a few frames, not even a second after the red skull disappears, you want to use the one helmet you got, and this means you're using it on the bowman. You're giving it to the bowman, okay? And the first time you do this, you trigger a cutscene where the bowman tells you like, oh yeah, you gave me, you found me a helmet, but I need 7 more, okay? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you trigger the cutscene while you are in the death animation. And as you skip the dialogue with the bowman, you regain control of Dan. Okay, because that's what Triangle does. When you close a cutscene, I guess it's me reverse engineering. When you close a cutscene, there is a flag like you can control Dan. Can control Dan goes false as you start a cutscene, and when you close end the cutscene, can control Dan goes back to true. Is set back to true. So when you skip the cutscene with the bowman, you get back in control of Dan, no matter, and the system doesn't know that Dan is dead for whatever reason. So you gain control of Dan, but Dan is stuck in in this death animation, and he doesn't care about gravity or not as you would expect, and he cannot die because he's not in a normal intended state. And you can dash until you reach the exit trigger, and that's it. So let's see it again very quickly. Take it easy with those jumps, because that the castle ledge there is very thin. It's thinner than it looks, and it's very difficult to get on top without falling in the water. It never happened to me, of course. As always, you want to see Den's shadow on the platform where you want to land. When you see Den's shadow, it means you're there. You're going to land there. So now we fall. Nice fall. Take it easy. I make sure I'm close enough to the ledge. I aim at this very specific area. If I happened to land more around here to the left, more to the left, I would move to the right a little bit. Okay, but this is okay. This works fine. So we continue. Open the inventory. As soon as I close it, as soon as I do the double select, I move. Look, the input displayer didn't even see that I released the select, but that was a double select. So you fall in the water as soon as possible. You die. This is very important, and the inventory opens again. If you fall in the water too late, the inventory will open before then hits the death trigger in the water, which means, and remember, then cannot die when the inventory is open. So if you fall in the water when the inventory is already open, then just sinks without dying, and as soon as you close the inventory in any way, then dies, and you don't get the Jacoghost. You have to retry, and keep in mind you have limited health, and every time you die you lose a bottle. So you want to do this, you want to get this first try, but it's easier than it sounds. You die. I select. Look, I move to the soul helmet item so that I can use it immediately as I need, because it's quite, the timing is very, it's not super strict, but it kinda is, because like if you wait just for too long, then does the picked up animation, and that's it, GG. So I wait for the skull. Nice artifacts, they're gone. Wait for the skull. Wait for the skull. Skull. And you see Den's shadow. You see Den's model. Den's model is right there. It's peeking out of the water. That's all right. You wait. I think I got it already. I think I already used it. As I see Den's model and the skull, I use the helmet. There you go. I use it. Then the dialogue appears. Look at that. I skip it immediately to gain control of Den. And then I dash towards this exit. The exit trigger, you can see this specific spot in the water where there is always a bubble on the right, on Den's right. Can I get there? Yeah. Look at that. I'm aiming here, around here. And there you go. And that's pulls. Now, I want to show you something more that I want you to do as a beginner. Yeah, you must do this for me, okay? You gotta do this. So let's say you're a beginner. You are here. You make it here, all the way here, with only 2 bubbles. First of all, if you're low on HP, input. Okay. If you're low on HP, grab this vial, just for safety. It's alright. And into this, the usual stuff. You go here, grab the helmet. You don't need to do this fancy stuff. Look at that. That's stupid. Nice, very gentle hops. Dash jump. Now. You die. Use the helmet. And now you want to move. You want to constantly move. Never go neutral for safety because you may or may not get stuck. And you want to grab this life bottle. Now I'm stupid. And I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up. Okay. No problem. So what happens there? But this is important. I almost forgot. You want to grab that safety bottle to go up to 3 when you are starting with the game. It's a nice bottle. It doesn't lose too much time. Don't worry about going for it. Just go for it. It's okay. Hello. Look at that. Look at the collisions there. Being funny. And that's stupid as well. I was too late, so now Dan is not dead. As soon as I close the inventory, he dies.
Without all of the souls, I am
and I cannot do anything about it. I get resurrected. I wasted my helmet. I don't have it anymore, and I need to grab another one. So not cool. You die. You wait a little bit. You wait for Dan to emerge from the water so that he is a bit higher on the ground, and you can grab the vials here. You can fully heal up, and you grab the bottle. Never stop moving around. You dash all the way back here, and you go for the exit. Okay, and that's for safety. That's for safety. Back to the game. Now we go back to Scarecrow Fields. You don't have to save here, but save just in case. Save just in case. You can get a soft lock over here if you don't pay attention. Skip the cutscene. And we dash, we dash, we dash. And now we want to clip inside this hut. Why do we do that? Go back. So that hut can only be opened with the blue rune, with the moon rune. You can see the hand over there, and inside the hut there is a club refill that we like, and a rune which is like chaos rune, I think. And we need the chaos rune later in the stage. Where do you get the moon rune? You get it from the first giant, the first robot, which is on the right here. But fighting the robot takes forever. We don't do that. So instead, we do a dash jump towards the seam, like this corner between the hand and the hut, to clip. And you clip just enough to hit the trigger that is hidden behind the door that teleports you inside the hut. And a quick explanation. You don't need this, but whatever. Every stage in MediEvil exists all together all the time. So like the inside of the hut is not here, is not there. It is like somewhere in the darkness around in the world, and when you hit the trigger inside the door, you get teleported to that place in the stage, in the 3D world, but it's still there. It's like a separate room somewhere else, and that's how stuff works in this game. Like interiors, exteriors, rooms are just placed somewhere else. So you do the dash jump. You get. I try to get to align myself with where I want to dash. You dash jump. Look at that. And when I'm falling down, you can see from my input that I'm trying to push upright I'm pushing towards the wall so that then like stays there and hugs the wall very nicely. And fucking artifacts. And as he falls, he clips as usual. Dash. You clip inside. You can do a jump over here while still pressing right, upright. If you find yourself stuck here. And we're inside. We dash jump. We tried to hit the chest with the dash jump. It didn't work, and we switch to the daggers now. And now we can skip this fight. We got the other rune. That was not the chaos rune. We skipped that fight. Keep in mind though that's dangerous. And now we go for the second fight. All right. During the fights with the robots, a different camera is enabled, and like it's the camera that works for this specific like kind of corridors where you fight the robots. And the game wants you to defeat the first boss. Otherwise things break, because like you're not supposed to be here without defeating the first robot. If you get to the second robot, you have defeated the first one, or at least that's what the game expects. So what happens when you leave the first robot area without killing it? The camera is fine. You go back to the normal camera, you can move around. But as soon as you go to the second one, the camera works fine. Seems to be working fine. So you get the fighting camera, the robot camera for the second robot. But as soon as you go neutral or jump, the camera will do some checks and realize that you didn't kill the first robot and snap back to the first robot. So you lose sight of them. You get like the camera gets forced to look at the first robot instead. And you cannot win. You cannot win because it's super tough to defeat a robot without looking at it, because then it's moving around, you don't see it, and you don't see where he is aiming, and it's over. That's a soft lock. So if you're going for this and you feel like you may or may not go neutral for whatever reason, you may forget, I don't know, make sure to save before Scarecrow Fields. That's also why we equip the daggers getting out of the hut, because you cannot stop to open the inventory. Otherwise, it will make the camera snap back to the first robot. So like once you enter this area and the camera shows the robot and the fight starts, you want to constantly move and not jump. You move around, you run around, or you run against a corner, for example. That's what I do. And you do the attacks while moving around. Never go neutral until the fight is over. And you'll see that I never go neutral because I like to position then where the rune will be spawned out of the robot's body, just to be there as soon as possible. The fight is very simple. You can get him down in 4 hits. That's what happens. Charge attacks. You wait, you see I'm running, constantly running. You go down, hit, and it's over. I'm still moving around. I wait, I go between the legs, I grab the chaos rune, and it's over. Now we're free to go. You go, there you go. Dash jump over there. Okay. We'll do a skip over here. What happened there? So, you are supposed to go through these traps until the exit, but instead, what you can do that. If you don't want to lose your time with this clip, you can just go for the traps. It's all right. It's a bit slower, but who cares? You're starting with the runs. What you can do instead, if you want, or if you are like on a higher level, you can do a clip here. and go out of bounds and finish the stage from out of bounds. Okay, how does this work? So can you see these holes in the ground? There is a hole around here where the big wheel is right now, and if you want to get down there and you want to do a dash jump while moving upright, while pointing upright with your stick, and if you do it right, you're going to dash against the corner of the outer walls upright, and you will clip. Of course, the big problem is the wheel. The wheel one-shots you. Every time you get hit by the wheel, you lose one bottle, and that's the scary thing. Like if you try it too many times, the wheel will come back to you and kill you. So you want to get this in a couple tries. You have like three dashes. You can try 3 dashes before the wheel comes back. And if you see that you're not getting it, just exit and do the traps or wait. I don't know, but don't lose the run. What I also do here, since I'm very confident with about my health, is I get hit. I take the hit. I could just wait a few seconds for the wheel to pass by and then go for the hole. Instead, I want to save those seconds, and I just get hit. The wheel loses the collisions for whatever reason, so I get through it, and I fall inside the hole, and I do the dash jump. I die, dash jump, and I get out. And then we continue. You dash jump on the line between the world and Kingdom Hearts there, like the darkness, until you reach the end. The exit triggers extends out of bounds there. It's very handy. Now we have the gem routes themselves. Why you can choose, like you can go for Pumpkin route first or Asylum route first, and like Jacobo does Pumpkin route first, and it's completely fine. You don't lose time, no matter what route you choose first. It only depends on you, and again, reasons are to be found in older versions of this run. So there's a huge skip that you have to do in Asylum Grounds, so in the Asylum route, and it can lead to a huge soft lock if you fail it. So back in the days, or like, no, it's still like that. You can still get a lot of soft lock. So you, just like with the pools, you want to get to be done with that stage, with that scary stage, as soon as possible. You don't want to do like all the pumpkin route, which is like, I don't know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes of your life, and then go to the Asylum and soft lock. You want to go to the Asylum first, and if you soft lock, well, whatever. You lost 5 minutes less. If you don't soft lock, let's freaking go. So that's why I personally do this route. Also, Noob does this route, and I learned from his runs. So like, there's only Asylum route first for me. But we start with Sleeping Village, and Sleeping Village is actually okay. Nothing scary. You don't have to. There is no soft lock here, so you don't have to save. Skip a cutscene. As soon as this loading screen is gone, look at that. I'm opening the inventory and equipping the club as soon as possible. Close the inventory, dash forward, trigger the cutscene, paw, and then keep dashing, and we go for the house on the left. Grab the rune, go here, do the puzzle to open the gate. That is very straightforward. Very, very nice line there. Dash jump, that's all normal. Like you hit the barrel, you know this stuff. This is casual, just done very, very quickly. Nice bonk over there. You grab the bust, and now you go out, barrel jump. A barrel jump is not necessary, but it's a nice optimization, nice little optimization. Let's watch it again. You can, too early. This is again stuff that Jacoghost does, and you can go up the stairs like a normal person, or you can jump on that barrel. That barrel right there, next to the stairs, and from there you can jump on the stairs, and that saves like a second. You can see that I'm going all the way to the left, then left up, dash jump towards the stairs to stop my forward momentum. I land on the barrel, jump again, up, just up. I land on the stairs and get out. Let's go. Now we grab the bust, so the stage progresses, and now we trigger the arrival of Zarok's soldiers here, the furnace boys, and this is necessary. This is important. If you don't grab the bust, these guys never spawn, and you can do the rest of the stage. Like you can get to the final area where the exit is. But to open the exit, you need to defeat some of these guys, and if they don't spawn, of course, you cannot defeat them, and you are soft locked. There is a way to do a loop in the stage, but it's PAL only right now. And good luck getting it to work on NTSC. That would be great. So now right now we have to grab the bust. We have to invest some time in grabbing the bust to spawn these guys. They spawn, and now we do what is called the tree clip. Watch it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it took me some time in this recording. I'm not playing. So this tree, you want to clip. You see the corner where I'm trying to jump here? You want to clip there and go between the tree and the light here, the light source, and hit the wall next to the gate. When you hit it, you actually enter a trigger that is supposed to be on the other side, and that trigger, like you get there normally, casually, when from the other way, like you do stuff, you find yourself on the other side of this gate, and when you get close to the gate, the trigger, you hit the trigger and the gate opens automatically, but only when you get there from the other side. We don't have time to do that. We clip through here between the tree and the light to hit the trigger and open the gate from this side, because the trigger is just that not large. It's just large enough. And how do you do this? You want to do some hops. If you don't get it first right away from like while going for it, you want to do some hops. You don't have to dash. You just have to hop, like in Return to the Graveyard, okay? Like with the Coffin clip, you want to hop, and you want to see dense shadow on the tree corner here. So you can see I'm doing jumps. So see the dense shadow, okay? It's not there. It's right there. Do you see that? Until you get it. Very gentle. You don't want to push it too hard. There you go. Clip, and the gate opens. Now you can get fully out of bounds, and I'll show what happens there after we're done with the stage. We go up here. We do. You can do Lazy Santa here, which is just this. So the trigger, you're supposed to get inside the chimney, but again, the trigger is a bit larger, and you can dash towards the left of the chimney and automatically hit the trigger, and you're done. You turn on the lever, you open this gate, and there you have the 4 boys that you have to kill to open the final gate. You go out, go down, avoid the boys. Nothing scary. Now I want to go, as soon as this thing is over, you can see from my input that I'm aiming left, up, left, because the camera changes, and when the camera changes, your directions get shuffled and updated, and you can get wrong directions when you get camera changes. So in this case, this very specific case, the right direction to go up, forward, is up, left. See, I dash against this guy to get them grouped together, and then bonk them. They're gone, and you can see that the gate loses the collisions as soon as it opens. So you can dash jump through the gate, and you get out. Okay, so let me show you how to get back in bounds if you get a bad tree clip. So let's say we're here and we want to do this tree clip. Okay, you push it, see the shadow, and you want to as you clip forward, this is the right camera angle pretty much, but as you clip, you want to go to the right, you want to stay in bounds, you want to get back in bounds immediately as you open the gate. There you go. There you go. That's easy. Nice snap. But you can actually go all the way here. Now you're out of bounds. What do we do here? You want to get up here, and it is very difficult. It can get difficult. You want to do like try dash jumps. Nice camera. There you go. Yeah, don't be afraid of starting from far away, because if you try from here, it's actually almost impossible. Look at that. I cannot do it. I'm completely stuck. Look at that. So you want to stay away from it. And now you can get back in bounds from here by doing dash jumps. Look at my input, my directions, back in bounds. And if you fail, you can get this, like you get stuck here. Well, that was not really stuck, but you can get unstuck. You can get like a very scary soft lock looking thing. No, not this one. Okay, whatever. You can get down there in the darkness, and you cannot even get back here. And while you do there, you just dash jump in this direction, and then eventually you get back in this area. And you can continue. So you want to do dash jumps here. You want to try a little bit. This is very it's annoyingly difficult to get this right. There is no easy solution. You don't want to get here in the first place. See, that's another. There you go. Now it looks like I cannot go back, but if I just dash jump, there you go. This was thought to be a soft lock. And there you go, you go back in bounds. Can you explain that? No, you cannot. I cannot explain that. But that's how you get back in bounds. And now you're done. Okay. Back to the game. Now we have Asylum Grounds. There we go. You want to save here. Save. Absolutely save. Unless you're going for world record or for a very epic time, you want to save here. There's no point in risking 15 minutes of run for this. We're going to do what is called Asylum Grounds skip, or Asylum skip, or AGS. And that is the scary skip I was talking about before. So Asylum Grounds is a stage. It's a puzzle stage. You are in a labyrinth, and there is this guy, Jack of the Green, this giant gargoyle, and he gives you 4 puzzles, and you have to solve them in order to get to the exit. We don't do that. That takes forever. The stage casually takes for 5 to 6 minutes in 80%. What we can do instead is an insanely crazy out of bounds parkour above the labyrinth that leads us to the exit area where you have like the chess puzzle. You do the chess puzzle and you exit the stage without doing the Jack of the Green shenanigans. Problem is you can soft lock. So I need to explain this before we see it. I need to explain it because there's more stuff to explain later. When you enter the stage, the maze is locked. You cannot get in, and you cannot get out. The entrance gate is opened as once you talk to Jack of the Green once, and then you can explore like the first area of the maze. But we don't have time to talk to Jack of the Green, so when you do the Asylum skip, which you're going to see in a second, as you jump in, as you start moving in the above the maze area, if you fall down, if you fall in the maze, you are locked inside the maze, and that is a soft lock. That is a reset if you have a competitive time, or you have to exit and reload the game, and there's no way back. There is no backup for that. Let's see what happens. You save, you skip the cutscene, and now we do some dashes. Very simple. We dash towards this big area here. We do a crazy jump. We're out of bounds. Platform above the maze is so scary. We can soft lock here. If you fall anywhere, you die. And there you go, done. Okay. So, if you are a beginner, honestly, just do the stage casually. Just lose 5 minutes, whatever. You'll save those 5 minutes as soon as you start implementing AGS and you're consistent with it. If you are not consistent with it and you get here and you lose runs because you soft lock, that's frustrating. That's just frustrating. You don't want that. If you are starting with AGS but you still want to be kind of safe, you can talk to Jack of the Green before doing the skip, before going out of bounds, so that the maze is open, and if you fall early enough, you can go back. The latest jumps still lead you in areas that are locked, so it's still a soft lock in that case, but you have like an additional margin for mistakes if you talk to Jack of the Green once. But it's all you can do. Once you're done with that, you have to do the skip. So let's suppose you are ready for AGS. It's important to notice as well that this is an easy setup. This is easy. This is recent. This was discovered by Crash, like in 2022. I used to do like the old Asylum Grounds skip as it was discovered and set up by Noob, and it involves jumping on the unicorn at the beginning of the stage and then doing a lot more jumps. It's all very scary and comfy at the same time if you know what you're doing. So this is an easy setup. It's actually very easy. Let me have a nice view. No, okay. See this arc, the arc that leads to the maze. You want to do a dash jump as you traverse it, and what happens is while jumping, then clips through the arc or some other collider. And if your directions are correct, you will also manage to jump on the wall, on the side wall, for whatever reason. And that works only in that specific area. Like the wall is too tall for that. Dash jump. See? Okay, let's watch it back. You want to be very quick as well, because you have the mad monks all around you. You can kill the guys. Okay. Where am I dash jumping? Take a look at the textures on the ground for reference. You want a save state here. Now I do a dash jump, and I'm kind of leaning to the left just a bit. Dash jump. You can see that then disappears. He is like just past the arc, and now I want to push a little bit more to the left, but not too much, because if I push too much, I will land out of bounds on the other side of the wall, and that's a soft lock. You want to land on the wall. If you fall on any side, it's over. Dash jump, you land, and I also do a jump to adjust myself, because like if you just let then keep running, he may or may not fall. If you jump, you have like an extra. It is a bit safer. You can adjust your direction. You just continue. Do jumps here for the swag. You don't have to. You can walk here. Take it easy. Especially with here, you can just do additional jumps. I'll show those actually. Do jumps. Boop, dash jump. This final dash jump I do here is not necessary. I don't do this in runs because it's very easy to miss it and soft lock in this area under here. But I do the jump. I'll show you what to do here for safety, like the safe things to do. And then you do the chess. Let's see the chess puzzle. You start with the tower. I like to start with the tower. And you can get, it's a bit random, like the directions that the pieces move to. Then I do the bishop, which is usually in a nice position, or not. And then you do the queen, the brown lady right there, and the king. And then you fall in the black square, and it's over. That's Asylum Grounds. Okay, let's see how to do the skip more safely. So let's say we're here. Fuck off. And we go up here. First of all, you don't want to do the jumps. You just do a jump to adjust yourself and then stop and walk. If you feel scared, if you're scared, do a safety jump to go back in the center. Also, this little guy, this grass statue is very finicky. It has a stupid collider going on, and if you try and jump from here, you may or may not fall. You may not get to the next wall. So you can do instead a side jump around it, like so. Always make sure to have like take a look at the shadow. As long as the shadow is here, is visible, you are going to land there. And now you can do a jump. You jump first. Don't start moving before you jump. Jump and land. Jump and land. Very nice. Very simple. Very calmly. Reason why you want to be careful is that above the maze there's a lot of colliders. Okay. A lot of weird colliders. So you can see that I'm stuck here. I cannot move. So I do a jump. And then floats around. Look at that, and lands. And there's plenty of like collider here, and you have to jump to get through it. Oh, scary. Okay, what you can do here, instead of doing this jump, if you don't feel like doing it, you can get here. But there is a collider, so you do a jump. Very scary here. Oh. You adjust the camera and you do a jump. You do jumps or walk. That's all right. And you can get all the way here. Scary. Now the camera, you cannot control the camera. So, can you see the trees? You have a first one here, then a second and third. If you fall now, you're going to soft lock. There is a collider. You want to jump. You want to keep here and jump past the second. Nice. Past the second tree. If you land here, you can get back in bounds. Okay, you're done. There is a collider. If you land on this side of the collider, you're good. If you land on the other side, it's over. And now you can do a dash jump. Nice tree. You can do a dash jump towards this corner to get back in bounds. If it doesn't work, keep doing it, and you get back in bounds, and you can do the puzzle. But in general, be very calm and take it easy, especially for the first times you're doing the skip. No rush, it's all right. And make a save state to practice it. Now we have inside the asylum. This is the final stage in the route. You grab the dragon gem down here. You want to save before the stage if you're scared, because this is a stage that is just about fighting hordes of zombies and enemies, and you have not much health. First room, we start by killing these guys. There's 6 guys that are going to spawn from the central hall there. And you kill 2 of them at a time. You can see that simple charge attacks. Then you kill these 2 guys and wait. I wait in the corner because it's kind of a blind spot for most of the AIs, and it's easier to manipulate them. You can see that I make them come closer to each other so they can slash them. In theory you want to kill 4 of them every time, but it's okay if you kill like 3 or 2, it's alright. Now it's over, you go down, and I charge, I wait, be careful with the cannons, and now I do a sweep. Look at that. I approach them, keeping the zombies on the right side of Den, because that's where the slash is going to hit. Because Den is rotating counterclockwise. Okay, that matters. Now I let them group together. I take a death. Okay, that deserves some explanation. This depends on your health. If you have enough health, and enough health means if you have at least 2 life bottles. Okay. If you have at least 2 life bottles, you can go for a death abuse here, and with this final spawn, you have all these zombies coming for your ass, and you can let them surround you, like let them get to you. You die, and while you're healing, you have some iframes. You have like a few seconds where Dan is invulnerable, and you can keep. You can wait a little longer for the zombies to be close around you, and then you release the charged swing, and you kill all of them at the same time, and then you go out of the room, and that saves some time. But again, you need the health for this. If you're low on HP, don't do it. Take it easy. Now we charge and go for the blind spot in the bottom right, and this is very important because the bats, you can see the bats cannot hit us as soon as we are there in that corner. And now we just do attacks and go back in the corner. Attack, back in the corner. A vial is going to be spawned very soon. And there you go. We grab it. There you go. Nice. Happy vial. And we keep killing the guys. And once this first wave is over, we're going to have some deathless zombies coming at us, and we're going to position on the trapdoor. We equip the club, you can see that, and we do air bonks. Again, air bonks on the trapdoor, so that when the wave is over, the trapdoor opens and we automatically fall down. Again, careful with the health, it's very scary. Bonk, bonk. Now we have these happy guys that they're laughing a lot. Air bonks. It's not very important to keep your club, but it's the best weapon to deal with these guys. So you want to have enough percentage for all of them, and there's a lot of enemies in the stage. And air bonks make you look much more professional. You grab that vial, that freaking vial. Once this guy is dead, a vial will spawn here. You can see already you can already see the shadow there. 2 vials spawn before the next wave begins, and for whatever reason, if you grab the vial as it hits the ground, as far as I can tell, you may get a delayed spawn after this, or no spawn, and like it looks like you're soft locked, like you cannot progress, you cannot get out of this room. What you can do instead is collect all the vials and get the gold that is around the area, and you should hear the next gate opening and the guys spawning in. So don't freak out if you get the vial as it hits the ground and you don't get the spawn, like the next gate doesn't open. Grab the gold and see what happens. You can see me jumping to grab the vial as early as possible, just to make sure I don't get any delayed spawn, because that, of course, if you're going for a top tier time, that's time loss. That's stupid. Grab the vial, grab the second one, and the guys are already spawned. You kill all of them. Nothing crazy, nothing weird. Kill these guys. There's one more. Done. I think I will showcase the super club here, probably. Yeah. So super club, very quickly. Again, this was stuff that was discovered by Crash and Jacobo, and then perfected by Lalle in terms of like pacing. You just do. It looks like a poke. It looks like Den's poking animation is overpowered and just one shots everything. And what you do is you do the poke animation, but as you press square to poke, you also use slide to X for the standard attack. And again, as with the other super attacks, the game gets confused and deals a massive amount of damage with the wrong attack. And you can use this thing to be cool. Basically, it's not necessary. You can just do air bonks here. But look at the inputs on screen if you care about this. If you want to learn it, it's not necessary. Don't lose too much time with it. As soon as the zombies spawn, you go on the other side and you kill these guys first, so that the zombies on the left side of this room have the time to spawn, to enter. You kill all of them. You wait for this chest to be done with the enter animation, with the fallen animation, before opening it. Don't grab the chalice. And make sure to grab the gem. Don't forget about the gem now. If you want, there's a health fountain there. If you want, heal up. If you are starting with the runs, heal up, for the love of God. Don't worry about it. It's okay if you heal up. The video got stuck for a second. That's great. Now we're done with this. Okay. Pumpkin Gorge. No need for saving here. If you don't get it, reset, honestly. So this is going to be scary. This is going to be so scary. I'm going to show you what I do, like the route I take, but there are alternative routes, and of course you can do the stage casually if you don't feel like going out of bounds. Jacobo, if you want to take a look at Jacobo's runs for the old out of bounds route, but it's very similar to this one. Things start very easy, very normal. We go inside here, inside the cave. We grab the rune, which is not necessary. Hit the chest and refill your club. You're going to need it. Go down, dash, break the boulder, Okay, now we're going out of bounds. We're going to climb up this wall next to the hut, okay? And how we do that? We just dash jump in a specific direction. Take a look at the input display all the time. Dash jump, and there you go. So again, collisions are weird, and they're all very strange in that area. Like out of bounds in Pumpkin Gorge, there is plenty of strange faces and colliders that don't make a lot of sense, and depending on how you hit them, you may get stuck, you may not be in the right place. Also, Dan's head is inside his body right now. Okay, pay attention at this to the spacing. Now I do the dash jump. You can see that I'm pretty far away. Look at the seam in the texture of the wall, and the dash jump begins forward, and then I curve to the right, and I want to land on the corner of the hut. Okay, what the fuck? The dash jump starts forward, dash jump, and then I curve to the right. I land right here, and I'm still pointing upright, you can see, and I try to jump again. If you do it right, you will land for enough time, for enough frames to get another jump, and with that second jump you go up. Look at that. And now we are out of bounds. And we can continue. Just do jumps, dashes, no matter, that doesn't matter. Now we go here. This is a very slippery roof. You want to pay attention. Rotate the camera. Dash jump. And you get there. We're sequence breaking the stage. Like the stage is all about getting runes to reach places. We don't have time for that. Let's watch this jump again. This jump is very scary. Okay, you can see that I'm positioning myself and aligning the camera first, because like you cannot do this blindly unless you are a legend. It's a very precise jump. If you jump too early, if you jump too far away, like a half a step too far away, you're not going to land on the other side of that fence. All right, and that's a huge fail. That's a huge time loss. And you have to go for the rune at that point. That takes forever. So you want to adjust yourself first, and there's a nice spot. You can see that Dan is he is not really clipping through the roof, but it's a rendering bug. So like the roof is half rendered above Dan for whatever reason. And now I dash jump. Dash jump, and you land on the dude. You land on the fence, and you go up. Take it easy with that. Make a save state. Grab the vial, grab the star rune, dash jump down here. Sick mushroom action. You don't need to do that. And now we have the final skip of the stage, which is called time rune skip. Let's go back a little bit. Sick mushrooms again. So you can see that rune at the center of the area, the gray rune. That's the time rune. As soon as you come close to it, it is on a root. As you come close to it, the root goes up, and you have to hit some tentacles around it to lower it. What you can do instead is jump on the pumpkins around, and from there do a dash jump towards the time rune. And as you fall into it, the route will try to go up, and you will have just enough time to get the rune before it goes too high. Okay, let's watch it. I'm doing the swag, the swag thing there. I'm not looking. I have practiced with this corner, right? Because you can see that the camera is not aiming at the It's not aiming at the time rune. Instead, it's aiming like this. So like I do a dash, a down right, a down left dash jump kind of. You can, if you're practicing this, make a save state here and align the camera. Take your time to align the camera so that you are looking at the time rune. And you only have to do a dash jump forward. That's all right. Even in runs, I used to do that. I used to just jump on the pumpkin, rotate the camera, and do my dash jump. Take your time. Dash jump. Pretty late. You don't want to start too early, otherwise you don't have enough. You don't get close enough to the time rune. Also, Dan's head is all the way back. Look at that. You can take a picture of this. I'm actually going to make a freaking screenshot. Thank you for that. Nice. I fucked up. Okay. Dash jump. You barely hit the rune there. Look at that. Look at that. I got it. You use it. Go to the left. You grab a vial here. You don't see it, but there is a vial. Grab it on the mushroom, and you go out. And that's the stage. Pumpkin Serpent. Nothing scary. You don't have to save. No soft lock here. Just do your thing. You have to awaken. You have to wake up the boss by destroying the pods, and you destroy the pods with air bonks. 2 air bonks in general. Dash towards these roots to open them. More bonks. Bonk, bonk. Dash jump. Nothing scary. You just go around and do your thing. Dash jump or dash. Nice. That's me getting stuck in the pod. That's beautiful. Don't do that. Kill this dude. Alright. One more pod. And now, you kill the Pumpkin King with air bonks. Again, you want to press against him while doing the air bonks. You can see that I'm trying to stay as close as possible to it. And it's over. You can see that the club is overpowered and deals a massive amount of damage. The stage is over. Before we leave, we go back to the witch. There is a cauldron here on which we have to use the talisman that we got in Cemetery Hill. And the witch here will give us the second gem rune, the second dragon gem. And now we can leave. And yeah, this is cool. This is great. Now that we have the 2 dragon gems, we can get to the crystal caves, summon the dragon, and get the dragon armor. That's alright. Don't save. That's not important. You first move to the lake, and once you are on the lake stage, you save if you want. But it's not really necessary. The lake is going to be very quick. You don't have to do anything. You only have to do some parkour, some very crazy platforming on the bridges, and then a nice easy clip on the exit room, and it's over. Again, what you're going to see is the sick dash jumping lines and whatever. You don't have to do all this stuff. You can literally, quite literally, run on the bridges, or even walk if you feel like, and you'll get to the end. It's all right. You just have to get to the end of the run. Okay, keep it easy, keep it nice. But if you want to be a pro, you can do dash jumps everywhere like so, and cut the corners everywhere. And the camera is working against you all the time, so you can see me doing L2, R2, grab the vial, and now you do the clip here. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Took me some time, and there you go. Let's see it again. Let's see it again. Yeah. So you want to see the crystal, like the orangey crystal. Behind it, there is a there are two buildings, one next to each other. You want to land there, in that crevice. You want to see Dan's shadow right there, and as you see Dan's shadow, you want to jump again to get on the roof of the exit building. And the exit trigger is there, is right there. It's literally there, and you just hit it and it's over. Dash jump to get there. I aggressively jump to get there. I didn't get it, but I'm half clipped in it, so you can keep trying. Just keep trying until you get it. And now you can see Dan's shadow. Look at that, Dan's shadow right there. And I'm trying to get there. You can see that I landed for a second, and then I get pushed back in bounds, and I try again. It's all right. It's all right. Keep trying. Then shadow again. Down, jump right there, and it's over. You can do a different clip on the other side of the gate, on the right side. I don't recommend it. Jacobo does it because he is a legend. You can soft lock actually if you go on the right. You can get trapped inside some colliders, and as a beginner, don't do that. And so yeah, if you want to be safe, just go for the left clip. Watch it again. And there you go. Crystal caves. Save for safety. Again, what you're going to see here is advanced movement. You can just walk or run or wait for the screen to be visible. I instead do a couple of dash jumps right from the start. Dash jump, dash jump. Go to the left. Careful with these beams. They deal you a lot. They deal a lot of damage. Grab the rune. Go around the crystal. Very quick. Very quick. It's alright. We're going for the dragon first. Grab the vial. Use the two gems. You can immediately use the second one. Now, give me a nice. Okay, camera. Okay, stop. The dragon will appear. Will start. It will always start from that hole, and every other. If you hit every other platform, some rocks will fall on another platform, and like they are paired. They're paired. All right. Every platform makes rocks fall on another specific platform. In this case, we are on the right platform, so we're going to bonk here on the rocks to hit the dragon. As the dragon is hit, he will retreat inside the walls and move around and appear in another hole. And the order of the holes he comes out of is fixed. It is always the same. And what we're going to do is we're going to hit him 3 times and then exit and re-enter twice, because every time you re-enter the room, the dragon will appear in the next hole in the order. All right. And if we skip 2 holes, he will appear again in this first hole, and it's very handy. So we bonk as soon as he starts attacking, grab the vial, grab the rune, bonk here, there you go, wait here. As you hear the 3rd step, bonk, exit, re-enter, bonk, wait. As you hear the 3rd step, bonk again and jump down to the right. And if you do it correctly, you land where the dragon armor is going to land, you grab it automatically, you exit, and you go all the way down. Now you're done. Now we are done. We can leave. That's just dash in, it's alright. Very simple. And goodbye forever. Now we have Gallows Gauntlet. Gallows Gauntlet is very easy in no DGS, and that's the big selling point of no DGS over any percent. You have the dragon armor, you just have to go for the fire gate and press one of the plates that opens the gate, the cell where the rune is, where the star rune is. You open this one. Make sure you don't go in the center of that area. Look at that. Okay, you can see that. Can you see that chest over there? That's scary because it contains an evil dragon, evil Spyro there, that is going to follow you throughout the stage and eventually kill you because it deals a lot of damage. The trigger that opens that chest is very large, and it's placed in the center of the area. So if you run around the perimeter, look at that. I run around, dash jump, like so. You're not going to open the chest, and that's all right. Oh, you open the gate right there. You can see the star rune. Cool. You grab turn jump, grab the star rune, and now you can go for the exit. Easy peasy. And that's the stage. Haunted Ruins. Before Haunted Ruins, you want to save. Now you save because we're going to do 2 level loops in this stage, and they're both mandatory. They're both mandatory. I will not even lose time showing you the old one, honestly. You do a dash, and then you just run forward until you stop over here, go down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, wait, 1, 2. Boom, perfect loop. What happened there? So that's the first loop. You want to do dashes, forward dashes, and if you do them with the right timing, from the right position, you can hit a trigger that teleports you inside that room, and that saves a lot of time. That saves like 7 seconds over a normal loop that I'm going to show you in a second. And that's it. That's it. You need what is necessary, what is relevant is the starting position. Okay. So you can see you are aligned if you just do one dash and then no more dashes, because if you do dashes, even if you dash forward, you are going to screw the position you find at which you find yourself on the ledge, and that's not okay. One dash, and then you go up and you find yourself here. You can see there is a seam in the texture on the ground. and you want to be around here. You stop. You're not really on the ledge. You don't want them to trip or stumble, and you fall down. Close the inventory as soon as you see the black through the mesh, and you do 7 dashes at regular speed. Look like you are. What I do to get them right is I just keep pressing triangle with this at this speed. I'm not really mashing. I'm not really going super fast. You can go slightly faster than this. You can be a bit better than this with the dashes, but it's alright with this 7 dashes, and then you wait for Dan to go back to end his dashing animation and go back to the falling animation. And when he goes back to the falling animation, you do 2 more dashes very, very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, this is the dash animation. Wait. Now then it's back to the falling animation. 1, 2, and wait. Hold up. And if you do it right, you get here inside this room. At the end of the stage, I will show you the other way of doing that loop. You grab the crown, back here, go up, jump above this trap here because it's going to open. You can see that. Oh, that's me being stupid. Use the crown. Start 4, bad, of course. Now you do the second loop. So, quick explanation. You are supposed to hit that lever on the left and release the lava. The castle is collapsing, and then the gargoyles activate, and you have to defeat them, and then leave the castle while it is collapsed before it collapses, and that takes forever. So what we do instead is we do another level loop that takes us to the exit area. And why don't we just go for the exit immediately, you might ask? That's because the levers are not enabled when you start the stage. So if you can get here in very scary ways and soft lock. If you start the stage, you can get here before speaking to the King Peregrine, and you will find that this stone block is there, but the lever is not, and that applies to all the levers in the stage. So you cannot progress. You cannot release the lava earlier. The levers are enabled when you do the King Peregrine's cutscene, and mind you, to exit the stage, you have to enable like a catapult, and to enable it, you have to hit a lever. So we are forced to talk to King Peregrine. Now we go up here, and you can look at the tile. You have 3 rows of tiles here, and I'm on the mid one. I want to stutter forward, and then move very gently to the right. Stutter to the right, and now I do an inventory glitch to fall out of bounds to the right, very, very gently. And how does this work? You cannot see it, but this is not a normal pit. Under here, there's a little platform, and of course there's a death plane. If you like move too much while falling, you will land on this little platform, and as you close the inventory, you die, and the loop doesn't work. You get back here. What you want to do instead is you want to fall between the little platform and the wall itself. It's very hard to explain. So we want to do just a very tiny movement to the right. Look at that. Stumble. Fall. Let's watch it again. Move to the right until you stumble. You can walk there, just walk, don't run. Stumble. Now you go to the right. You do the inventory glitch and go to the right. And fall. And you do 9 dashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dashes down. You wait, hold down. As you see that castle, hold down. As you see this castle, you have to aim up left. As you see this castle, look at that. I aim to the left and do 2 dashes, and then up left and do dashes until I land. And if you do it properly, you land here in the catapult area. You hit the lever. Cutscene plays. The wall is broken. You jump on the catapult. Quitout as soon as the cutscene plays, and you exit the stage. Let's see what happens. What to do with the first loop. So, let's say like the perfect loop, the one where you get teleported inside the room, is very precise. Let's say you want to go for a safer version. Just dash. Stop, always around here, in the center, and you just do 8 dashes forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You wait, hold up. As the camera changes and goes down, up left. Then lands, and now we find ourselves here, and down here, under the end, there is the room where we want to enter, and you can do a couple things. Make a save state. You can either go down and whatever, you go here, you go down here. Hello. Okay. You go down here. You grab the crown, and you exit, and that's okay. That's okay. Otherwise, you can clip and get inside the room immediately. How do you do this? You want to do a jump, and as you're falling, you push against the wall, and if you do it properly, you clip. You can see dense shadow right now. You want dense shadow to disappear, and as it disappears during the jump, you push forward, push against the wall. Look at that, like that. Hop, down. If you do it too late, you don't get it. So you want to jump and down. Look at that. That was too late. Jump, down. Again. Jump, down. Jump, down. Jump, down. One more. Jump, down. Okay? And that's it. That's the easy way. If you do 8 dashes forward with the loop, as long as you fall from the center, it's alright. You don't want to fall from the left or from the right, because you will get 2 different soft locks. Make sure not to do that. Alright, let's continue. The run is almost over. The run is almost over. Hang in there, you got this. You save. Before Ghost Ship, you want to fucking save. We're going to skip the entirety of the of Ghost Ship. Skip the cutscene. So, we're going to do a loop to go from the start area to the exit, and the exit trigger is behind the captain. You will see the captain now, and it is already there. Like the exit is here, behind the captain. And if you manage to get there without doing the boss fight, for example by looping, you will exit the stage. Let's first take a look at the loop, and then I will explain it. Okay. Listen. And you go out. All right, what happened? A lot of stuff happened there. Keep in mind. This is my my setup. There's a bunch of setups for this, and Jacobo does another one, Noob does another one, and like the old version, the one that Noob and Jacobo do, has 3 different outcomes. And honestly, I recommend just checking their runs and checking Noob's guide on speedrun.com for this, if you want to take a look at that route, if you want at that setup. If you want to check my setup, here we go. Here I'm going to explain it. So we dash, and we want to land on this trapdoor. You can see that I'm doing like a curve. It's not like a straight dash jump. You move. I go up a little bit around the pillar, dash jump to the right, and then curve up to land on the trapdoor. I wait for them to be okay. Then it's okay. Dash jump, okay. So we do another dash jump to the right and then curve up to fall out of bounds. You saw that I didn't do the inventory glitch there. So like, oh, why didn't I die? Because there is no death plane there, so you can just fall. We're actually clipping through the colliders that are supposed to keep us inside the ship. And like the devs didn't expect us to go out of bounds there, to fall off that fence or whatever. And instead we fall out of bounds, and we don't need the inventory glitch. We do need to keep moving. There is always the rule that if you go neutral, you die. And that's it. Let's watch it again. Okay, whatever. You go, dash jump, you wait, dash jump up, and you want to go as much away from the ship as possible, I guess. And you can see my input is right now upright. As the ship disappears, I switch to right. There you go. And I wait for a visual cue here. Watch it. As then disappears, as then shows up next to the very close to the camera, then disappears, and now we're going to see the stars blink twice, and we want to switch direction. See, then disappears. Actually, before the stars blink, I switch to down right, and when the stars blink, let's watch it again. I'll stop the frame on that specific frame. Okay, let's watch it all again. Let's go. Jump on the trapdoor. Jump out of bounds. Wait. Hold right. Hold right. Hold right. Then comes close to the camera. There you go. Disappears. And now I go down right. Down right. And stars. Okay. When you see the stars, you start counting. Stars are gone. You start counting. You hold down right and you count. You count up to 3, I guess, but it's very slow. It's like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. It really depends. You make a safe state and give it a try. In Italian, it's easier. You just go 1001, 1002, 1003, and it works. But you're not Italian. Feels bad, man. So in English, you go like 1, 2, 3, and first you do 1, 2, 3 while holding down right. Then you switch back to right and count to 3 again. So you do 1, 2, 3 down right, and 1, 2, 3 to the right, and then hold right. And if you do it properly, you will land on the exit trigger, or next to the exit trigger. Let's actually count together. Look at that. Jump. Wait. Get ready to go down right. Mille uno, 1002, 1003. 1001. That was very slow. Okay. Down right. 1001, 1002, 1003. Dude, switch. Right. 1001, 1002, 1003. Hold right and land. The input display is probably a little bit behind, but count up to 3 very, very calmly. Don't rush it. Save progress? Not really. Entrance hall is a very easy stage. You just go for the exit. Skip the cutscene. Dash jump to the right. Past the imps. Go to the left. And now there's a health fountain. Heal up if you need. Don't worry about it. Dash jump to get above that staircase, and it's over. Time device. You want to save first. Save. This is the final loop of the game. Skip the cutscene. We're going to skip the entire stage again. Move to the right, fall down, level loop, wait for the stutter in the camera, move up right, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. This is alright. This is okay. It's okay, don't freak out. Hold up, adjust the camera so that the rail is vertical, almost vertical, and you land. That's it. GG. A couple of visual cues. Where am I? Okay. You can see that I'm holding R1 already and moving to the right. I want to move to the right as soon as possible with the crab movement. So you can see that. Look at that. I'm moving. Dan is moving. He stutters a bit. Be gentle with that movement. Open the inventory. I don't even give the game the time to fade in. fall to the right, and now you wait for the camera to stutter. You will see that as Dan falls, the camera has a stutter right there. Now you close the inventory and you go upright, and you want to go, so like you want to follow this road. Look at that. I'm following the road until it disappears. Hold upright. Things show up. This is because we are moving around the stage, and now you align the rail. Keep it vertical, and you fall. You can screw it up. If you screw it up, just load the game. Save progress before Zarok's Lair. Final stage. All right, here we go. We are low on HP, so we need soldier despawn. Unless you are on console, unless you have like 4 or 5 bottles. I'm going to show the soldier despawn. Okay. What's going on? So this is where console and emulator are different. Okay, so when you get to that central area in the arena, the gray circle, you trigger a cutscene and a chalice shows up. Zarok is like, "Oh, yo, you made it this far, but you're going to die," and then he spawns a lot of skeleton soldiers called Fazguls, and from the chalice you instead spawn allied soldiers, and they're supposed to fight against Zarok's Fazguls, and it's supposed to be like a 1 versus 1 situation. Like you have the same number of allies and the same number of Fazguls. With soldier despawn, we do an inventory glitch as we start the cutscene, and what happens is, keep in mind, when you have the inventory open, the time is not stopped, but some things don't work the same or are stopped, and for whatever reason, part of this cutscene doesn't work properly when you have the inventory open. So half of the enemy soldiers is not going to be spawned, which means you're going to end up with some advantage in the fight, right? You're going to have 2 allied soldiers for every Zarok, every Fazgul, and that makes the fight much easier, because if you remember from playing the game casually, you have to heal up your allies, and to heal them up, you have to use your own HP. You don't have much of that, so the easier and the faster the fight, the better. If you get here with low enough HP, some health fountains are going to spawn, and you can heal up during the fight or before the fight if you feel like. Let's watch the inventory glitch again. I stop right here. The distance matters because you want to open the inventory as you hit the trigger with a specific timing. Like if you open it too early or too late, it's not going to work. The cutscene can actually close the inventory. It can actually force the inventory to close. So you want to stop around here, and as you close the first inventory, you run for it. You hit the center. Skip the dialogue. Triangle only once. You wait. Right now, part of the enemy soldiers, look at that, they are inside the cages. Some of them are not being spawned. You close the inventory now. It's all right. and you spawn your soldiers. Skip the final line, and now the fight begins, and you have an advantage. Look at that, nice. Stay on this half of the arena. If you cross the other half, you're going to spawn the other soldiers, the other Fazguls. You heal up if you need, and you stay on this side. You grab the shield for safety, you grab the lightning for safety if you want to heal up your soldiers. You don't want too many of them, because each one of them that survives the fight is going to turn into a vial, and the vial is handy, but the transforming animation takes time. So like you want this, a sweet spot is like 3 or 2 allied soldiers that survive. I got lucky here. They're almost done. Final one. As he dies and you win the fight, you spawn the other Fazgul. This is essential. So as your guys win, like the final Fazgul dies, and your soldiers start jumping up. Yeah, we won. You want to cross the middle of the arena to spawn the rest of the Fazguls. If you don't do this, when the next cutscene starts, you're going to get a crash. The game freezes and it's over. GG, goodbye forever. And you have to relaunch the emulator, will restart your console and reload the game. And that happens because we guess the game does some checks on the number of Fazguls, and it finds numbers that it doesn't like, because we messed with the number of Fazguls in the game, right? Some of them are not fighting, so like they technically are still alive, but you won because the game is not taking them into consideration at some point. Things get messy, so you want to spawn them, and that fixes it. It fixes it on emulator. So like on emulator, you do this. You win the fight, and as your soldiers start to brag about it, you spawn the rest of the Fazguls. On console, this is not enough. On console, you're still going to get a crash. What you want to, if you're going for soldier despawn on console, which is still scary, you can still get crashes even if you do it properly. But on console, you want to do what is called half despawn. So you spawn the second half of the Fazguls while the first half is still alive, while the fight is still going. So slightly earlier, like when you see only one Fazgul alive, you spawn the other ones. Okay, you don't want the battle to be over. All right. But you still want the advantage, so you despawn. You do the soldier despawn in the beginning so that you have like an advantage. And when the final Fazgul is almost dead, you can spawn the rest of the Fazguls because you still have an advantage, and you kill them as well. And then the battle is over, and it's alright. Now your guys turn into vials, and I will explain very quickly. Kardok skip. Next fight is against Lord Kardok, which is like who's Zarok's great champion, whatever. As the final guy is turned into a vial, the camera goes back on Dan, and I do inventory glitch. Look at that during the cutscene again, and Kardok is despawned. When the cutscene is almost over, around here, you can close the inventory. Actually, I had to close the inventory immediately. It doesn't matter in this case. And Kardok is there. You can beat the shit out of him with the dragon armor. The dragon armor is overpowered. So like right now we're not dealing a lot of damage because the gate is blocking our attacks. But as Kardok tries to push out of it, we're going to hit him. Look at that. And this saves some time if done properly. and it's done. But okay, what is hard to get right with this skip is the timing for the inventory glitch, because like you don't have any obvious visual cue for when you have to open the inventory, and you only have one chance. So what I do is when the camera focuses back on then, I start spamming select, not too quickly, and if you again make a safe state, and if you just give it a try, like spamming select, and if you do it right, you will end up with your inventory open during the cutscene. Look at that. Select, look at that. Close the inventory, and there you go. I think I have another recording. Yes. Do it again. I wanted to show you the other thing, but I couldn't get it, I guess. So like this is what happens if you close the inventory immediately. Like Kardok is spawned. Kardok appears as you close the inventory, but he is still stuck there. If he is not there when you do the inventory skip, when you do the inventory glitch, you need to close the inventory as soon as possible. You're not getting anything out of it. But if Kardok is actually there, if you see him behind the gate, you want to close the inventory as late as possible, because as you close the inventory, Kardok will do his entering animation, and you want to be as early as possible on that animation to kill him. And now we have Zarok. Zarok is very luck based. You can get a crash here if you, on the pink flash. You can get a crash because of soldier despawn if you do it wrong. So good luck with that. Crash. While Zarok is walking, crash. Yeah, for real. For real. But if it doesn't happen, you're good. And so like as long as Zarok has this blue outline, he is invulnerable. You want to hit him with the fire breath when he goes vulnerable, and you can see that he goes vulnerable because he does he stands up and does the slash attack, and you want to push him with the fire breath. You'll see that the fire breath pushes him backwards. None. No. You wait. I like to crouch there. There you go. He goes vulnerable. Push him. Don't push him too much against the walls, because he may or may not clip and get stuck inside the walls, and at that point that's a soft lock, unless you're very lucky. And even if you're lucky, you still lose time. So don't push it too much. You give him some time to go back inside the arena. Look at that. Right, that's all right. Crouching seems to help, and it's over. Time is up when Zarok dies. MediEvil, any %, no DGS, and now it's up to you. You have my knowledge. Here is my knowledge. Have fun with the game. Join the Discord. Hang around with the other members of the community. Ask for help. Absolutely. Stream on Twitch. Stream on YouTube. Whatever. Let us know what you're doing. How's it going? Upload some times on the leaderboards. Let's freaking go. I can't wait for you to join the competition. This is a great game. It's very underestimated as a speed game and as a game in general. So again, thank you very much for giving it a try, for being here, trying to learn the run. It's a tough run. It's not very beginner friendly, but it's very rewarding in on the long term when you start getting things right. And as I said throughout the entire tutorial, just guide, not tutorial. As I said, take it easy, very calmly. Like there's plenty of skips and glitches and things. One at a time. Save, grab extra bottles, heal up. All that time loss, it's okay in the beginning. It's time saved for later, okay? For real, no unironically. And it's alright, just take it easy. Don't turn it into a super toxic speedrun where you have to do all the tricks right from the start. That's not how things work. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. And have fun. Be happy. Be happy. Have a nice time. Bye. Leave a funny comment. Subscribe. Whatever. Please. I need follow.